TV. The voice of the people, the voice of Edo. If you now want to get the authentic news for Edo, the way it be, that's why they show and all they cut anything come on. A VOP TV.
Hello there, my name is Damilola Ogunsi, also known as the Goldfish.
Hi, my name is Chiki Bright Emmanuel. I'm an actor and a filmmaker.
Hello peeps, my name is Yomi E. Adejimo.
Hi everyone, I'm Paul Utomi.
Hi everyone, my name is Stacey Benjamin and this is Voice of the People TV.
I need you to keep it locked to VOP TV. See, are you looking for good entertainment? You want to get good movies, good music, politics, talk shows, sports and entertainment. You really want a channel that gives you everything you need without you having to run around. VOP is where you are. That's Voice of the People.
If you're not listening to this, you're not one of us. And you deserve to be killed. Scrap charge. Don't be killed, but watch it or I'll find you. And I want you.
And you are locked on VOP TV. Don't go nowhere. This is where the juice is. This is where all you need for entertainment, politics, movies, and whatnot.
And keep watching VOP TV.
So keep it locked because I'm locked already, man, and it's money back guarantee. So you're gonna have a good time because I do.
And please keep watching VOP TV.
I won't want you actually. I beg you, subscribe, watch it. If not, whatever you see.
You better not touch that die because VOP is the plot.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
a beautiful Tuesday morning, and it's also the second day of the 12th month in the year 2025. And a big welcome to another interesting edition of VOP this morning on Voice of the People Television. I am Fina Chiku, and in the next 2 hours, so we have quite interesting lineups for us this morning. And one of the topic of conversation we have here is about how the insecurity in Nigeria is taking another turn as federal government set to name terrorism financiers, even as Reverend Dachomo claims that Tinubu's Muslim presidency is fueling Christian genocides in Nigeria. Also on our radar, Atiku Abubakar migrated to ADC, the African Democratic Congress, and he's set to shop for his deputy. And from the party chieftain and also some other stakeholders in Nigeria, the Ohanaeze Ndibo is of the opinion that Obi's deputy to Atiku is the only chance to defeat Tinubu come 2027 election. Also dissect that during the course of the program. And also we have a show reclaiming the Nigerian government originally planned to sentence Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, to death. But we saw how it played out in the court with James Omotosho handing him over life imprisonment. He said the judge, or rather the court, is so benevolent to have taken that turn after Awumuro also proved in court that he was convicted on all the 7 count charges. We'll discuss this during the course of the program, though. So do out to join the moving trend if you've not done that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on YouTube. We are Voice of the People Television. And across all the social media platforms, the TikTok, X.com, the Meta, the Instagram, we are Voice of the People TV. That's VOP TV. I also have a website for where you have your fresh and trending news stories. The website is www.vop.ng. Welcome on board.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. Welcome on board, and I am Chukwuma Okoro. Now, away from those major topics, there are also other interesting trending stories that we'll chime in on in the course of this conversation. Now, let's get into it. There was tension on Monday in the Ofaruwa area of Kano State as aggrieved residents poured into the streets, burning tires and demanding that police release arrested suspected bandits so they could deal with them themselves. Well, in a video circulating online, thick smoke arose from burning tires placed across the main road as residents shouted in anger over reports that suspected kidnappers had been brought into the station. The unrest forced police operatives to storm the area in a bid to restore calm and prevent escalation. Well, eyewitnesses said the crowd became enraged after learning that the suspects were being held within the police station. The police presence was described as swift and forceful as officers moved to put out the fires and disperse the gathering crowd to prevent the situation from spiraling into mob violence. Now, that is what happened in Kano yesterday, where a mob had to gather in front of a police station and say, look, police people, we understand that some suspected kidnappers are housed in the police station, and we need for you to bring them out so that we can hand instant justice to them. You see, when I said yesterday that it is finished, I probably understated the situation that we are into at the moment. Yes, I did understate it because we have reached a situation where we have passed the tipping point, where with that conflict, friction, that friction, constant friction between the we and them, the us and them, is getting to a point where it will spin out of control. And when it does, you know what next that happens. It will burst into a conflagration and may anarchy will be loosed upon the earth. That is a situation where we have, especially when we have people have a high level of mistrust and distrust on the government, the people that will say, hey, guys, we surrender our rights to you in trust for you to keep them. And what do? You protect and provide for us. Now we have lost that hope. And it gets to a situation where, because of that loss of confidence and trust, institutions in Nigeria no longer mean anything, especially the police. When a mob gets into a police station and says, look, if you don't bring on those suspects, we are going to cause trouble. What does that tell you? It tells you that the people have lost confidence. Do you know why? Because in most occasions, when you take these kidnappers, suspected criminals and all of that into police station, the next minute, the person is out into society to cause the same harm again and again and again. And then people say, no, we don't want this anymore. In a situation where people begin to take laws into your hands, that is anarchy. And I keep saying, government, you have your work cut out for you. You know what we need to do? Please ensure that this country does not unravel. Because if it unravels, we are... Oh, how was the population of Rwanda as at the 1914? There were between 35, 40 million then. In Nigeria, we have in excess of 230 million people. Now, the problem is that we don't even know our population. It is the UN World Order that tells us you are about in the neighborhood of... We can't even conduct an accurate census of ourselves. So if Nigeria ever unravels, Srebrenica will be like a child's play. But we pray that it doesn't get up to that. So it is the call of government to do the right thing and stop this gradual descent to anarchy. And I said again, when it gets to a situation where people want to take laws into their hand, then it clearly means that we have lost it. Good morning, Moses.
Good morning to you. Good morning, Chukuma. Good morning, Fina. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, world. Yes, I am Moses Humphrey. And of course, I think at this point we can comfortably say Nigeria is a failed state.
No, heading to still not a failed state.
Okay.
You know, I wanted to ask you. I'm happy you
that
still
technically speaking.
Okay.
No, not on patriotic grounds, but technically speaking, in literature of
it's a failing state. It's not
failing state because now when you talk about failed states, you talk about states that have completely unraveled, where the government has lost the monopoly, of the control of legitimate violence, where there is anarchy, If Nigeria is a failed state, people in Kano, despite what happened, are still doing their show, their thing. If Nigeria is a failed state, you and I wouldn't be here.
But I thank God that the police were able to step in to, try to quell them or to calm the situation. Kufaroa Axis is a place that I know so well.
Okay.
Kufaroa. And now, it's very close to the wall, the Kano wall, the ancient Kano wall. They don't joke with that place. And then for them to have come up to say, we learned that you have these people who have in one way or another. Remember there was a kidnap in Kano Village sometime. I think last week and
over the weekend.
Okay, there was a kidnap there. And also the people are not happy with that.
Of course.
And then they learned that you pick those people and why are you taking it now? Kano is a place that if we are to have any issue, if there's any infraction, the boys and the men there believe in jungle justice. And they believe that will serve as a deterrent to others. You understand? So they don't want to hear any other story. And this, when I'm talking about them, I mean everyone, be it the host, be it the people who are, those who are residing in Sabongari and all that. If you're still in Kano and you're caught, forget it. They are the ones that will lynch you before the police.
That's the Aba of those days. The Aba used to be like that.
And if you check it out, you find out that it's very difficult for you to hear about the kidnapping or killing or insurgent attack somehow in Kano because they know that terrain is not that juicy.
And it's different troubling if we see these things, creep into city centers.
Yes.
We used to have
gradually doing that.
You have one-offs, one big man was kidnapped and all of that. But in a situation where you come and round up like 6-7 people. It's deeply troubling and it's a very bad signal.
I think the fact of the matter is that people have lost complete faith in government institutions. People have lost faith in government to protect them. Because, like you said, people are apprehended, they're taken in, the police take them in, and before you know it, they are out. In fact, there was a video that trended some years back where a criminal was telling the policeman,
I'll come back.
I'll be out in a few days.
I'll come back for you.
He told the policeman, I'll be out in a few days, and I'll come for you. Imagine basically, even the criminal, look, if I go in there, max, maybe 2 months, 1 year, I'll be out. And then we have a government that has largely been sympathetic to those causing people trauma, sympathetic to rascals, people that have killed Nigerians without provocation, people that have burnt houses, killed women and children in their numbers. You apprehend them and you say, don't kill them. Don't, just bring them in. And then you de-radicalize. It makes me laugh, that statement. You, in your own thoughts, you've de-radicalized them, and then you want to reintegrate them into society. And you think the society will be pleased to see these faces back in their midst. Of course not. Of course not. Well, government should have a rethink of how it's administering governance in Nigeria, because it's just, we're at a tipping point. We're at a tipping point. A little more push. You see, we've always said Nigerians are docile, and we're getting to that point, and I fear that just a little more push and things will spiral out of control, out of the hands of the government. And then maybe some of us will agree that yes, it has completely failed. But we hope not. I hope not. I hope it doesn't get to that point. I hope that there is a rejigging of all the sectors, governance is properly done, and the people's faith gradually rebuilt in government institutions. Because as it is, there is no trust in INEC, no trust in the police, no trust in the presidency. There's no trust anywhere. Even the, I don't know if we're going to be talking about statements made by Daniel Bwala that Nigerians should monitor, you know, the order that policemen be withdrawn from VIPs. What does that even tell you? What does that even tell you? That the presidency can give an order and it will be flouted.
People will just flout it.
That's what it means.
You know?
That's what it means.
Ordinarily, without consequences.
Without consequences. So he's now asking Nigerians to monitor and report back an order that the commander-in-chief gave. So the police can actually flout the commander-in-chief's order. It's laughable. He probably didn't know what he said.
You know, many times you never know what
he didn't know the impact.
I have to say it.
Yes, he didn't know the impact of what he said.
I think today we'll see another report from Daniel Bwala to explain further what he meant.
What he meant.
Yeah, we do see that happen back and forth. Okay. But all I will say again is this is just Kano State. It might be Borno tomorrow, Kaduna tomorrow.
It could be anywhere.
It's going to happen very soon because the people are not happy. I'm telling you the truth. People are not happy over that part of non-kinetic approach to terrorists and all their activities. The reintegration of them, forcing them to come back to society, people are already frowning at it. We just pray to not snowball into something that we cannot be able to curb. Away from that, interestingly, Nigeria has been ranked the lowest country in the world on the Quality of Life Index, according to the report by Numbeo. In the report titled Quality of Life Index by Country 2025 mid-year, Numbeo conducted a survey using overall human well-being factors, including safety, healthcare, cost of living, climate, security, and other relevant conditions. Out of the 89 nations ranked by Numbeo, Nigeria ranked lowest with an index score of 15.6, which is 58.1 point adrift of 88 placed, where we have Venezuela, that happened to be the one that scored the 88 out of it, and despite political instability and series of severe economic sanctions imposed by the United States on the South American economy. Despite the recent deadly political revolution that led to the removal of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina last year, Bangladesh also ranked higher than Nigeria with 77 points, as Sri Lanka with 82.8 points, Egypt with 83.2, completing the top 5 countries with the poorest living conditions. Nigeria's low ranking came amid aggressive economic policies that President Bola Tinubu has implemented since he assumed office, which he promised would improve Nigerians' living condition. But commentators argue they have made things worse for the population. Imagine what we're getting this morning. The other time it was another foreign agency, a non-governmental agency that pushed out another index about Nigeria, and from everybody were talking, people were upset. Why should we depend on these entities to be telling us what is happening? Must we tilt to the west? Must we get foreign people to tell us how Nigeria is and that? But from what we are seeing, we top the charts. The poorest country with the lowest quality of life in Nigeria, number 1, Nigeria, number 2, Bangladesh. It's down your screen. Number 3, Venezuela, number 4, Sri Lanka. And for those that want to ask, how did we being made? We saw that one of the things that he looked at happens to be cost of living, the climate, the security, another relevant condition. Is Nigeria having an issue of insecurity at this point? Yes. Are we having a very high cost of living in Nigeria? Yes. Healthcare sector, how good or how bad is it? I believe you out there watching us this morning can, do the mathematics and also bring out your own figures to see. But it's painful that countries like Venezuela, Sri Lanka, I don't know how we're being equated with all those people. These are countries that we shouldn't have anything to do with. Wartime countries. Yet we're topping them on this chart. I think this is a good call to the president, not just defending the Christian genocide or defending their policy or defending the whole thing happening in Nigeria. It's time for us to walk the walk, to talk. Give Nigerians what they need. Make the cost of living to be balanced and good for people so that they will be able to enjoy and reap the fruit or dividends of democracy. Then at 65, we shouldn't be going back and forth. I don't like this.
We shouldn't be going back and forth. If you look at what Numbeo, as a matter of fact, we don't even need Numbeo, to tell us all of this. If we do what we call internal peer review, a mechanism that is used to compare notes. If we do an internal one between the past, in the past 26 years, take out the 16 years of the PDP and the 10, 11 years of the APC. It is very clear. You don't need anybody to tell you that Nigerians are worse now than they were like 15, 20 years ago. It is very clear. The numbers, speak to that. The numbers speak to that. You don't even need to consult Numbeo because the facts are there. We feel it. We see it. The problem. You see the problem. The problem I have in all of this is that when the government sees this kind of points, put out in the public, rather than address the issues, they will tell you, no, it is the opposition that is causing the problem. It is the people that don't like the president. These are the people causing the problem. It is the people who have lost out of the power equation that are causing all of these things. They will not talk about the real issues. And like I say always, I have problems with people that, the handlers of the president and the government, in the aspect of public communication. They don't know what to put out. They think Nigerians are fools or what? Instead of addressing the issues, they will try to spin it, to recreate the narrative, to twist it to say, no, it is not. They first of all tell you that, look, everything that we are suffering now was caused by the PDP 16 years ago when they when they were in office for 16 years. Now, let's even assume that PDP is the one that caused it. It's been there for 10 years. And when you were coming in, there's a video that is out there, it's gone viral again. It's the president's speech, in 2014 when he was campaigning for Buhari. He said they have the temerity to ask for President Buhari's certificate. He was a general. He did this. He had a star brigadier. In fact, at the point, the president even misplaced it. He said he moved from colonel to major. He said he moved from colonel to major and all of that. It's a slip. It could happen to anyone. But the fact is that for everything that they blamed PDP, they have done worse than that. And instead of tackling the issues, they are busy defending. If Peter Obi says this, they say, Obi is a problem. He's always creating problem. If Atiku says, no, Atiku, you were in government, you were vice president for 8 years, what did you do? And all of that. That is the problem. Instead of them to come and address these issues, they will rather, run away from it, run a execution and all of it. It doesn't help us. It doesn't solve our problem. Like I said, 2027 is around the corner. Nigerians, the call is for you, either to return this government or let it go. I don't like the idea that when people say that votes don't count. Votes count. If votes didn't count, Labour Party wouldn't have won the president in 2023. Votes counted. So don't say that your votes don't count. Go out there, vote, protect your vote. If you like this government, do well and good, allow this government to stay. Then if you don't like this government, please vote it out, ensure your vote counts. I don't like the idea that, look, votes don't count. Please, votes count. Go there and exercise your civic responsibility. Your franchise, it is your duty to do that and protect it.
Oh, yes, of course. Interesting. All of this, it's up to Nigerians to determine what they want for themselves. Healthcare is, completely down. I won't say nosediving, it is completely down. I was watching a video yesterday of she's a content creator, but one also who's dealing with cancer, a cancer patient. You saw the video, Fina?
Yeah,
yes. And then she was complaining about how doctors are treated. She's, talked about the oncology units. I can't even remember the actual hospital.
It's in Abuja.
Abuja. Thank you very much. And then she talked about how patients would have to wait in the rain to be attended to. She said, look, that she can't count how many times the rain had started and ended on her body while she was waiting to be attended to. And then she talked, a lot of discouraging things. And these things will make their way, it has made its way to social media. The international community will see these things. And if they conduct a survey based on that and other reports, who would fault them? I don't think anybody would. Because obviously, we've seen how Nigerian doctors are not paid hazard allowance, or paid very meager hazard allowance. I think it was 5,000 at about 2023 or thereabouts. That's what they were getting for hazard allowance. And then we're saying, no, we don't want the brain drain. Don't leave. Stay. How would they stay? Why wouldn't they run? Why wouldn't they look for greener pastures? They have mouths to feed. You go to hospitals and doctors don't bother attending to patients that are coming with emergencies because they don't even have what to treat them with. They tell you, look, if you're coming in, bring syringe, drip, you bring everything.
And you pay for those things.
Yeah.
You end up paying for those things.
You will even buy and bring
That's
in.
what I'm saying. Even in their costs, they will add those things. They will include them.
No, it's not. It's not funny, really. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we've gotten to that level, and we still see resident doctors going on strike, and somebody somewhere is saying, "Look, you guys are unpatriotic." I think. Okay.
Just be coming down. Be coming down.
Okay.
And what you were talking about earlier about your Man Friday, begging.
Who's my Man Friday?
See, you have been vocal about some people of
Who's
late.
my Man Friday?
Your Man Friday telling Nigerians to make sure they monitor.
Daniel Boala. How is Boala my Man Friday? I don't get it.
I will tell you on this.
Oh, you will not tell me on this?
No, he's not.
He's not my Man Friday.
He's not?
No.
Are you serious?
Why are you a troublemaker? But anyway, let's move away from various conversations and let's move away from those conversations. Let's run to the papers now. It's newspaper review, and we do have the Punch, Business Day, and Vanguard, and a few other dailies that we'll be looking at this morning. So, Fina, please, can you help me? I'm trying to get to the papers.
The one I would like to start off with is the Daily Independent newspaper.
Okay.
And the banner headline on the cover page of the Daily Independent newspaper this morning reads, Agric, ICT, Financial Services boost Nigerian economy in Q3. And the window headlines are, PDP national leadership, state give conflicting notices on Osun 2026 Gubu primary. We have right out to that story. To be state, PDP warns Adeleke may no longer be interested in party's ticket. Nigeria's all output adds up, still misses ambitious target. Other stories on the cover page of the Daily Independent newspaper. Defense Minister Badaru resigns.
Oh, yes.
Interesting. Terrorism. US, France, UK providing support to Nigeria. That's coming from Ribadu. A visit Kotangora over abduction of pupils. Millions of Nigerian drivers at risk due to fairly used tires. The story is on page 7. If you're interested, you can go through that to know how you are at risk. NUPRC projects $10 billion investment as licensing round opens. Nigeria's $1 trillion goal hinges on SMEs. That's coming from Abbas. Mba launches high-tech drones equipment to boost security. Nigeria grants asylum to Guinea-Bissau opposition candidate after a coup. The bottom strip headline, NSSEC rolls out national standards for secondary education. Those are the stories on the cover page of the Daily Independent newspaper today.
All right, so let's go to the Vanguard now. Finally unlocked my device. Okay, so the window headlines here. Terrorism. US, France, UK backing Nigeria with technical support to Ribadu. Coup. Nigeria protects Guinea-Bissau's opposition candidate. Defense Minister Badaru resigned. Interesting headline, that one. We'll talk more about that one in the course of the program. Bid round, FG offers 50 oil blocks. Targets $10 billion investment. Okay? And then the big story there. Insecurity. Northern governors OK state police suspend mining. One region will collapse if terrorist abduct nursing mother, 10 others in Kano. Panic at Abuja school as students mistake soldiers for kidnappers. Police foil planned mass kidnap attack in Abuja, kill 3 bandits. Abducted Niger school children are doing fine. Abducted Niger school children are doing fine.
Even in the forest.
Will return soon. Ribadru.
Okay.
Chimo. Okay. Tinubu must enforce emergency declaration on security experts. All right. So he knows that they're doing fine. So he's in communication with their abductors. Jonathan's wife, Ganduje, Duke, Fayose, others lose Abuja lands as Wike revokes 1,095 plots. We are no longer owners of property. Fayose, Obahiagbon. I need Obahiagbon to speak on this matter. Amotekun, Agbekoya warriors move into Southwest Forest. Board promotes 24,202 senior paramilitary officers. Fubara counters Speaker Amawile's criticism on education. And there you have it, the headlines on the Vanguard front page.
Now let's quickly run through the New Telegraph. Economy, Nigeria records 3.9% GDP growth in Q3 25. Public debt hits 152.39 trillion naira in Q2 2025. That's coming from the NBS. Capital projects, state's expenditure up 377.47% to 1.60 trillion naira in 5 years. 6 billion naira Mamila fraud. Obasanjo promises to testify. Witness tells court. We are not just talking, we are acting. Fubara to prioritize education, job creation in 2026 budget. Investigation, why I won't appear before Edo Assembly by Obaseki. Guinea-Bissau, Nigeria also needs protection from anti-democratic forces, PDP tells Tinubu. Now the big story, amid renewed attacks, Defense Minister Badaru resigns, cites ill health. UK, US, France, others supporting Nigeria, FG. As Ribadu visits Kontagora, says abducted Catholic school pupils will be back soon. Ex-CDS Musa meets Tinubu over rising attacks. Our troops can end terrorism. They are not cowards, General Nwachukwu. Abokoya deploys members to tackle banditry, kidnapping in Oyo. Gas Infrastructure Fund reps order audit of NMBPRA for alleged mismanagement. Adidin award NAS Service Commission building contract Abbas. Osun Guba, why Osun PDP Guba primary will no longer hold tomorrow by PDP chair. 9 aspirants return. APC nomination forms. Insecurity, North must act now or lose it. Northern governors warn. As bandits abduct breastfeeding mother. 10 others in Kano. 6 real estate marketers kidnapped in Ogun. Some nominees on Tinubu's ambassadorial list should be in prison. Joe Keshi. President has prerogative to choose ambassadors, says presidency. And the bottom strip headline, air pollution may lower health benefits of exercise study. Now, that's it from the New Telegraph.
That's how far we can go on the newspaper review here on TM this morning. Do want to join Chukwumen Moses proper for the newspaper analysis. That'll be on top of the hour, 10 a.m. here on Voice of the People Television. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll dissect the Voice of the People conversation, which is about the federal government getting ready to name terrorist financiers, as Reverend Dachumo claims that Tinubu's Muslim presidency is what is fueling Christian genocide in Nigeria. Do well to stay with us.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Ovisha Nelson One, your number one celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyo Sarate is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV, live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
Glad to have you back. It's still VOP this morning. The Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Policy Communication, Daniel Bwala, has disclosed that the federal government will soon reveal the identities of individuals and networks responsible for financing terrorism in the country. Speaking during an interview on a monitored television program on Sunday, Bwala said that Tinubu administration is already taking far-reaching decisions on national security, which will soon become clear to Nigerians. He said the current administration is intensifying its effort to counter the terrorist threat and will soon expose those financing and enabling terrorist activities across the country. Meanwhile, regional leaders of the Church of Christ in Nation, Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo, on Monday, linked the All Progressives Congress Muslim ticket to the furor of alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria, accusing the two top government officials of serving Muslim perspective and interest. The Plateau State-based cleric, in a Monitor TV interview on Monday, demanded the removal of the vice president as well as the national security advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. Reverend Dachomo noted that the need to remove Shetima Ribadu as an important measure towards addressing the country's current security challenges and ensuring unity between Christians and Muslim believers. We've been joined in the studio by Mr. Elvis Elimihele, who is a public and political affairs analyst. And also in the studio, we have Prince Francis Chilaka, a political and public affairs analyst also. And joining us virtually is Igoche Joseph, a corporate and industrial security expert. We'll also be touching base in Oka, where we have Honorable Ejiofor Iguatu, former member of Anambra State House of Assembly. He is here in the capacity of a political and public affairs analyst. And thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you join to this conversation, Prince Francis. Without wasting much time, let me start off with you, Prince Francis Chilaka. There's a revelation made by Daniel Bwala, spokesperson of the president, talking about how the government is ready to bring out the list that contains the name of terrorism financiers in Nigeria. Recall, we have a name already, 400 and something names being given to the past administration, or rather to the president, because we know the government is continuing. And later we'll have another one, zeroed down to 14 names, also made available to the president. Zazagola also printed out another information, talking about people who are financing this, even the Bureau to change offices and how the monies are being wired and all that. So why do we need another time or extension for people to be prosecuted and also offices, organizations to be brought to book?
This government is, the more you look, the less you see. It took Mr. President 2 years to give us a list of ambassadors. And when the list came out, it's nothing to write home about. It was just like the same list that happened during the prerogative of mercy. So a government that wants to act, a government that is on, that is moving forward, a government that knows what it's doing, you don't need to tell people you want to release. Let the government start by saying, okay, the 400 names that was given, publish it. Let people know. You see, what the government doesn't understand about this whole idea of putting out there those who are responsible for sponsoring terrorism and banditry is that once those names are out there, you've cut off the lifeline of these bandits. And that's how it works. But I think the government is not being, nobody's taking the government serious anymore, because we know that when the list comes out, we may likely see names that will shock us.
Now, when you say no one is taking the government seriously, recall that there was a list made available. We talked about that already. During the time of the former president Buhari, and it was more like no one said anything about it. No one is willing to tell Nigerians what is happening. So don't you think at this point, with the revelation made by Bwala, that in no distant time, Nigerians will have access to these people, or even in the international world, will have access to these persons and other organizations? Don't you think that's more like a work in good direction? Recall also that today we learned that the defense minister, Baduro, resigns. He cited health issue and all that. And he said something about the incessant insecurity in Nigeria leading to his resignation. Let's also look at what Ribadu talked about. He said he went somewhere, or rather that the children kidnapped from the St. Mary's Catholic School in Kotangora in Niger State are in good shape. Are we seeing the government?
Well, let me take it from Nuhu Ribadu. If he's saying that they're in good shape, has he seen them? Has he communicated with them?
Probably that's what he did.
Because the bishop of Kotangora has come out to say nobody has given us any information. You know they've had a protest on Sunday. The families of the kidnapped children. Do you know why they went on protest? Because the governor said what he shouldn't have said. The governor said, "Oh, these children are not kidnapped; rather they are missing." That's the height of insensitivity. And that is the way government says it.
So when you say if he has maybe reached more like talk to them or that, he also said something about them being taken care of, well taken care of. No room for alarm. We shouldn't be alerted.
See, when you say they have been taken care of, what it means is that you know where they are. You know the people holding them. Look at the one that happened in Katsina. Bandits had the temerity to do a video talking to the children, asking them questions, and telling them that we are letting you go not because of the force of your government, but because of the negotiations that has come out with your government. So if the Bible is not telling Nigerians that, oh, these children are in safe hands, they are being taken care of, then it means that the Bible knows where these children are.
All right, Mr. Elvis, let's bring you into this conversation. You have followed it. So now we have Daniel Bwala come to tell us that, look, the names, that was the names that were given to the government, previous administrations, I think it's more than how many years now? It was during the Buhari era, administration, and we didn't do anything, up until this moment that we are under pressure, the heat is on us to do something by the United States of America. That was not the only list. I think twice. Now we hear the presidential spokesperson say, look, we are working on it very soon. We are going to make it open. In the first place, is that what the government should tell us, that they are working on the list? Or government telling us that, look, we have apprehended, names on those lists, and we are actually, as a matter of fact, prosecuting them and trying to cut off that supply? What should it be? What should the government tell us at this moment?
Well, the government is telling us that they are working on the list. Let us believe that probably they don't want to. This is a government that will be publishing names of dead people, even board directors and appointments. So probably they want to scrutinize this list so that the trajectory they are known for, publishing names of people that are not alive, people that are elderly, people that are even doing well in their respective businesses, and the government now calling them on board. Maybe they want to scrutinize that list and make sure that before they release it to Nigerians and the real genuine terrorist sponsors that Nigerians have been hoping for. The list is overdue quite well. We have been hoping for this because I keep telling people that the boys, those ragtag boys in the bush that comes out to take K-47 to pick Nigerians into the bush, they are not the terrorists, Mr. Koro. Those boys are not the terrorists. Those boys are just victims of circumstance. Those boys are still the ones that are still on the street now, Amajeri, whom the northern state governors refuse to take care of. So when opportunity of this nature comes, they don't even know what the opportunity is all about. They just fall victim. If you cut the lifeline by arresting these the terrorist sponsors and prosecute them, those boys will be hungry in the bush. They'll come out, they'll drop this gun. Once there is no bullet on that gun, their power is defeated. Once there is no food, their power is gone. Those boys are just like what we saw during that protest when we started seeing children holding a different country flag, and those children were arrested because they just hold that flag. They don't know what they were holding. That's the same thing you see with these boys. If these boys don't have motorcycles, for petrol in that motorcycle to move to the town, those motorcycles will be useless.
All right, Elvis, you know, when Buhari became president, a lot of Nigerians felt that, oh, because of his campaign promises and all of that, that insecurity was going to end in 6 months. Former head of state, military general, and all of that, a lot of Nigerians believe that, look, we'll come to an end of this. But it didn't happen. Instead, it first started, you know, under his. Now, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu came in, there was a political angle to it. Okay, there's this conspiracy theory that the North is using it for something, and that Tinubu was going to fight it. We haven't seen that. He's dilly-dallying, you know, he's tiptoeing around all those issues. Do you think that there is another political coloration, you know, around his inability, quote and unquote, to fight this insurgency, terror, insecurity? Because as a matter of fact, as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, he has what it takes. Jonathan did it. He tried to push back, you know, and they said, oh, no, we don't do that. Politics again. So what will be the political coloration this time?
It's second term. It's as simple as that. By the time they get into Aso Rock, let me tell you, the politicians are not interested in you and I. They're interested in the next election, how to get themselves back. They have stooge who sell this dummy to them when they get into the seat of government. The president now just become like a weakling, even though he's having all that big paraphernalia, that big toga as president and commander-in-chief. The people will tell you, this is not the time for you to do this because you are coming for a second term. That's what you are seeing. And again, all the people you are seeing, even the list you are expecting, you'll be disappointed because most of the names that are going to be in the list are not even going to be the real name. The major names that are perpetuating this insecurity are the major financiers of politicians. Their names will not be there. So these are some of the reasons why the president gets there and feel like he's handicapped because he wants to get back to the office for a second term, not minding whether Nigerians are in the bush, Nigerians are killed daily, slaughtered daily, or whatever.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Elvis. Let's take the conversation to Joseph Igoche, who is a security expert. Good morning, Joseph Igoche. Good to have you join today's conversation.
Good morning, viewers.
All right, please, I would like to get your opinion on, what we're talking about terrorism and the promise made by Daniel Bwala from the presidency saying that Nigerians will soon have the names of terrorism financiers in Nigeria. But I would like you to look at the information made available by Ribadu that at this point, to have the United States, France, UK providing support to Nigeria to end the issue of insecurity. I think 2 or 3 days ago, we also got an information that the US have cited their base somewhere in Ghana. And then from there, they are coming into Nigeria with sophisticated equipment to, help survey the land, to know where they are going to, bombard if need be and all that. How do you think these whole measures are going to help to end the issue of insecurity in Nigeria?
Good morning once again, viewers at home and my co-host in the studio. I still remain Igoche Joseph, a security expert. Well, we've been saying these things time without number, and I think there's nothing new about this issue of terrorism anymore. We keep saying the same thing often and often. I think the only link that is missing is the action about the people who have the will and who has the power, who have the resources to let it work. So terrorism globally has become a competitive business, and we have quite a number of people that have invested all their own life and resources into this, and they want to make it profitable. So it's not something you go to them, begging them, pleading with them. You either take it by force or you let it go. So we are at the point of we allow them to continue to turn our country to a battlefield, to a business venture, to an oil field where they'll keep feeding and welling and get all sorts of things and go away, or we combat them head on. I think the promise of making the list, the name of the sponsors public and all sorts of things. Well, for me, it's not mentioning the name that matters, but the action taken to curb all these insecurities all over the places. And even if they release the list today, what has that got to do? Does the list stop them? Does the list do anything to them? What are the consequences? Are we ready to fight these people? Are we ready to hold on to them? And I think the Nigerian government should be willing. They should have that political will to rescue this nation from the hand of these so-called terrorists. It's a global issue, and that is why you see the collaboration from the US, from other top world leaders, promising Nigeria that, okay, they are coming to help. I think every government should welcome that idea and should welcome them with all what we need to make sure that we fight these people and we fight to win.
When you say welcome them with everything that they need, there was a revelation also being made by another top Nigerians about how some parts of Nigeria, Nigeria and Chad, are being marked out to be the world terror headquarters. And it happens to be somewhere in the north, within the Lake Chad axis and all that. How do you think we'll be able to combat these people, even when some are beginning to give it, more like a supremacy connotation, that some people, not Africans now, but some people, maybe from the West or the East, are sponsoring the issue of African terrorism?
That we need to combat them. See, we need a super force. We need a force that is more higher than what we are deploying now. Presently, Nigeria rely more on non-kinetic energy. Oh, let's go and beg them. Let's go and plead with them. They keep multiplying. They get the money tomorrow. They kidnap. I'm from Benue State, and I've been victim of it. Anytime I speak about terrorism, I can say thousands of Nigeria doesn't have the feel the way I have the feel. It's not something like bread and butter, This guy came from nowhere and do whatever they wants to do and left the entire country, just the way it is. So what I'm saying in essence is this: the way it is now, and right now the way it is, if we want to really fight terrorism, I don't think it's something that is within the power of Nigeria as a nation. Even if we have the power, we have the political will. Are the people at the helms of affairs now who are supposed to lead this war against terrorism, in one way or the other, are they not complicit in this case? So many interests will begin to come. So we need people that have this equipment, the right tools, and the right mindset. The mindset, first of all, the mindset, pull your resources together. The mindset makes whatever weapon you want to deploy to work. So what is our mindset? How do we view these people? Do we see them as a criminal? Do we see them as people to be eliminated? But when we still see these people who feed on human beings, who cannibalize people, and we are still seeing them as human, then there is going to be a problem. They don't see us as human. They see us more or less like, just let me say, more like food of they don't see us the way we see them.
All right.
So what I'm saying in essence is this: it's a welcome idea, it's a welcome development for the world leaders, the US, the other, the other big countries are coming to help us to regain the land. So there is no way we can downplay these things. It's not something that we can handle on ourselves, because when we give it to ourselves to handle, we begin to bring religion into it, we begin to bring sentiment into it. Oh, this is a political issue, this is not a political issue. And the real things are growing, and Nigeria are falling victim every day.
Interesting.
Now nobody can travel home anymore.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph Goche, for your submission. Honorable Ejiofor Iguatu, let's get your opinion on this topic. As a politician, what do you make of the call by Reverend Dachomo that the Muslim ticket to have in Nigeria is what is for the fuel and the issue of insecurity? He's calling for the removal of Nuhu Ribadu and also the Vice President Shetima. What do you have to say about this? Because people are talking about Nigerians not having, or Nigerian government not having the political will to end the issue of insecurity. And it's more like the terrorists are gaining sympathizers all over. What do you have to say about this, please, the Muslim ticket?
The U.S. President Donald Trump has been president Nicolas Maduro. He's ruling that refusal could lead amid the conversation between the two presidents comes amid.
All right, I guess we're having a glitch because there's a little interference. I can't hear you properly. Okay, and I would like for you to sort yourself out, then we can get back to you. But in the meantime, let's bring it back to the studio. Prince Francis Chilaka, you get the question I asked earlier to Honorable Ejiofor Iguatu about the Muslim ticket and the political will. Because some Nigerians with the opinion that since we have a president who is a Muslim and also the vice president a Muslim, the NSA, a Muslim, and all that. It's more like playing the religious sentiment on the issue against terrorists.
The state of nepotism that we have in governance today was actually fueled by the former late president, Muhammadu Buhari. And I think, unfortunately, what has played out is this administration has copied, like Nigerians do. Nigerian leaders, when they go abroad, when they want to copy the things they see abroad, they copy the worst part of it and bring it back home. So this President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration has copied the worst side of the late president and is applying it. When the issue of Muslim ticket came up, I was one of those who spoke against it. I said, it does not reflect who we are. It does not show the unity that we're trying to build. It does not show the fact that we want to shake hands across the Niger. But a lot of people felt, oh, it doesn't matter. We even had some men of God who came and said, it doesn't matter. But today, everybody's feeling it.
Does it really matter? Because
it matters.
I could recall that Abiola also had a running mate who was a
As at the time of Abiola
and
Babagana Kingibe, as at the time of Abiola and Babagana Kingibe, we have not been divided the way we are today. As at that time, nobody knew who was a Muslim and who was a Christian in Nigeria. But this set of politicians we have used religion and tribe as a weapon to divide the people.
When you made mention of the former administration, we have the president, a Muslim, and then the vice president was a Christian. How did the issue of insecurity play out then? It was a big balance.
Let me tell you something. I say with all sense of responsibility. If you go back to 2013, 2014, and you listen to the campaigns of the former president, I told people, I said, he was shouting change. Nigerians were shouting change. And when he came, what did he do? He changed Nigerians. And that changing means that he opened the route for this insurgency that we have today. And we had expected that coming with, first time in the history of our political life, we were having a core politician. Somebody that was sold to us as a master strategist. Somebody that was sold to us as the man who built Lagos, despite the efforts of people like the late Lateef Jakonde, Fashola, and Ambode. But we were told that only one man built Lagos. And I was going to come and build Nigeria. But the Nigeria we have today is worse than it was when it came. So the truth of the matter is that whether you have a vice president, first of all, let us be sure of what we're saying in this country. A vice president is a spare tire. We all here sit down here, we have cars. How often do you use your spare tire? And that is the situation we have. We have a system that gives all the power to the president. If you follow the interview of our one-time president, Jonathan, he said something. And I think people Nigerians listen, they don't grasp. They don't meditate over what somebody says. He says he was, as an acting president, you're not the chief CNC. As the acting president, you're not the commander-in-chief. That you become a commander-in-chief when you're sworn in as a president. That you are sworn in as president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and then you are given the authority as the commander-in-chief. The vice president is not the commander-in-chief. He is just there as an acting capacity. He doesn't have powers. Even during the time of Buhari and Oshibajo, you notice what happened. When Buhari was sick and went abroad, Oshibajo put some things in place, which Nigerians saw as a light at the end of the tunnel. When Buhari came back, what did he do? He switched off the light and brought us back to darkness.
But in this case, we know that the vice president said something. He said, let the man who turned Lagos into the largest economy within just few years be the one that will man the affairs of economy. Let the vice president, handle the issue of security.
Okay, let me ask you this, Fina. That's a good observation. Since this government came to power, tell me, what has been the status of Shetima?
He's been traveling and representing Nigeria.
But
let's take the conversation to Honorable Ejiofor Igwatu. Good to have you again, Honorable Ejiofor. Good to have you join the conversation once again. I was asking, as a politician, what do you make of the words of Reverend Dachimo blaming the issue of insecurity on the Muslim tickets that we have playing out now? He also is calling for the removal of the Vice President Shetima and also Nehru Badu from their position, replacing them possibly with a Christian or maybe a traditionalist.
I think the issue is not about Ribadu as a person. The government is an institution, and the president and commander-in-chief is in charge of the government. So it is not about Ribadu as a person. I do not think Ribadu as a person will have all the capacity to destroy every plan of the government to fight terrorism. So I think it is a collective lack of political will by the government as an institution. The government has not shown Nigerians that they are really ready to fight terrorism. The government has not practically demonstrated a commitment that people can feel and touch that they are ready to fight terrorism. I do not believe that removing one political appointee or the other will make a lot of difference. If the president stamps his feet on what he wants to be done, every political appointee under him must have to align with it and then make sure these things are done. So I do not see it from that angle of personal attacks on these people. But the long and short of this story is that the people are dying. People are dying. And government needs to do a whole lot to show us Nigerians that they are really in charge. The primary purpose of government is the security and welfare of the people. And if we continue to have this discussion every day without actions, it borders on national unity, it borders on patriotism, it borders on passion and love for the country. It kills the zeal of the younger elements who are growing up, who are coming up on the way they see Nigeria. The fact that Nigeria cannot protect them, it's a very shameful thing. So the government should do things that are showing capacity to destroy. You can listen to the National Security Advisor saying that the kidnapped students are doing very well, as if he went to serve them tea in the morning and serve them amala in the afternoon. So he felt they are doing well. How can people who were kidnapped and taken away from their families be doing well? What kind of well are they doing in a kidnapped environment? You can imagine. So these kind of things show lack of empathy. It shows lack of commitment to doing what is right. The government should wake up. A situation where terrorists will showcase that they are far above government, brandish money everywhere in this economy of lack. You can imagine how younger boys and girls who have not seen that kind of money will see. How will they picture it on the social media, where they see people who are supposed to be bad, who are supposed to be in prison,
showing off affluence and wealth, and then of course it encourages other people to want to go into crime. That's the situation that we're having. Thank you very much, Honorable Ejiofor Igwatu, for your contribution there. Let's bring it back to Mr. Elvis Elimihele. Now, Nigeria is part of the global anti-money laundering, a lot of global anti-money laundering organizations. Now, with that membership, and we see how terrorism financing has thrived in Nigeria, what greater implication would it have on Nigeria from the part of the international community when they see that, look, you're not really doing anything about, terrorism and money laundering. The government has said they will come hard on banks that aid terrorism. What do you make of all of that? Is that something that should hold? Does that hold water?
Well, I think it's part of what we are expecting to hear from the government now. This releasing of this terrorist sponsors list, and also these banks. Because if you look at the volume of money, the humongous amount of money that passes through the hand of these bandits, especially when you're talking of payment of ransom, where do you get that money? Okay, if somebody is kidnapped and you are taking, go and bring 50 million, is that 50 million in the house? It's somewhere. It's somewhere in the bank. And
you make a withdrawal, and then you pay.
You need to withdraw. You don't do transfer to terrorists. And when you get to bank now, you and I, Moses, they'll tell you they will not give you more than 20,000. They will not give you more than 50,000. But these people come, withdraw this money and take it to this bandit. Can't it be traced through that manner? So it shows that we have not really been serious about fighting this terrorism. Most of the people you see, most of the bank ND should also be scrutinized adequately and investigate very well. Then in the area of talking about what Dachomo said concerning, let me tell you, this government, even if they were serious or not, when they came up with that Muslim ticket, Nigerians kicked against it. They went further to make caricature of the whole situation, mockery, by going to dress fake bishops. We saw it. That was where they threw Christianity out of circulation in this nation. That led to this massacre we started seeing, this genocide we started seeing that we are crying of. Nigerians condemn it. Even some people, somebody like Daniel Boala that is talking about coming to release the terrorist financial list now. Daniel Boala left APC because of that singular at then. And said we went to join the PDP to campaign for Atiku Abubakar. Remember Babachi Lawal, the former secretary to the government of the federation, left the party then too. Nigerians protested, but this government insisted because they knew what they were coming to do. How do you go and dress up some kind of people, caricature and tell these are bishops? Do they know the paraphernalia of bishop? Do you not know the office of bishop? How high ranking they are? They just made mess of the whole thing, and that's where we are. So that was the time they were giving opportunity and giving that boldness to these boys. So what we are seeing today started right from the time of campaign. If we were having a good electoral system, that was the time these people should have gotten to power. If our vote actually counts in this nation, we would have seen that because of the protest, Nigeria protested and voted. Yes. But unfortunately, INEC came and told us that there was a glitch. And that glitch today has not been explained. We have started seeing that the man who announced glitch is getting reward every day.
Does it seem like this government thrives more on propaganda? Because before you respond, you just mentioned the bishops, yes. Whether they are fake or not, I don't know. I wasn't
well, we saw the
video. Yes, and then we also saw very recently a video which we played here of some individuals in America claiming to be Nigerians speaking against the genocide in Nigeria, only for the interviewer in that video to interview them, and then we realized they were not even Nigerians. They were actually paid to be there. Does it seem like this government will do anything about solving insecurity, or are they more focused on propaganda?
They are 100%.
Should we have hope?
They are 100% focused on propaganda. You remember Lai Mohammed in this nation when he was their spokesperson. That propaganda about APC started from his time. See where we are now. I saw that video. It was even posted on my school platform, and I reacted and I made some comments. Some APC who are also members of the platform now picked it up. You can imagine the people who had that placard, Moses, do not even know what is happening in Nigeria. They don't even know where Nigeria is located in the world. But because they were just paid, that is you and I's money, taxpayers' money, that was used to sponsor that against Nigerians, because Nigerians talked about insecurity. When government now renege on their function, on their duties and responsibility, constitutional duties and responsibility, that government becomes a threat to the people. The constitution says the welfare and security of the citizen is the primary responsibility of the executive arm of government, which is headed by the president. When you are not doing that, then you will not think that the people are happy with you. The people are not happy with you. The money that was used to sponsor that campaign abroad, do you know how much it is? That's taxpayers' money that could have been used to even solve some problem here. I keep telling you that if these northern states, especially the northern states, function like normal states in Nigeria, most of this security will be reduced. But they can get that money to go and hire some people abroad, pay them in foreign currencies, and make them to come and start talking against Nigerians. The same Nigerians, they refuse to protest. The same Nigerians that are in IDP camp all over this nation.
You know, and with all of that, we start to ask the question: should we expect anything from the said publication of the list?
Well, the only area I may make a little bit of difference is if these international communities are coming in, like we are hearing of some other countries are coming in, you know, to help us to fight the terrorism. But if you leave it to Nigerian government alone, forget about it. It's going to be political and it's going to be thrown away.
Forget about it, you say. All right, so let's quickly run back to Joseph Igoche. Joseph, are you still there?
Yes.
Good. You are a security expert, and you've talked about how you have been affected directly by insecurity in Benue State. Are you and some other of your friends from Benue State thinking about teaching people how they can defend themselves, especially against these insurgents when they come? Are you putting any structure in place for somebody to be on the lookout, you know, for some of these invasions? Do you have like a rotation of guards, you know, on your own level, just as individual security? Are you thinking of doing that? Is that in the works already?
Well, that I think we have passed that stage now. We have passed that stage at the level we are presently of the insecurity, particularly in the North Central. There is no amount of training skill you can give to an individual to defend himself, and the person is harmless against somebody that is highly weaponized. These people come in the middle of the night, start shooting all over the places, setting houses ablaze.
Exactly the question I asked. Is there some sort of, you know, watch? Is there some sort of rotational guard watch that your local security is putting in place to ensure that you're not taking unawares?
Yeah, there is. But with these people, regardless of whatever you put in place, in fact, there's nothing to think for them there's nothing to stop them. They are not afraid of whatever strategy you are putting in place, because they are coming with a superior power, they are coming with weapons. So the only thing that can make them to retreat back and think about going to your community is what they have, because they also do their own assessment. They don't just come. They assess their environment a week or 2 weeks before they launch the attack. So when they discover that you are defenseless, no matter whatever you think you are putting, you can only put it, well, at the end of the day, 1 or 2 survivors, somebody run, dive low, go down, sleep, don't move anywhere, and pray to your God, maybe a bullet did not pick you. But no matter how strategy you are teaching your people, doesn't stop them from coming.
So you are not teaching them anything. You would rather just wait for God to, you know, come help you.
So that is just it. Except they also know in their assessment that, if we approach these people, we are going to be the counterforce. And there is no counterforce. And that is why we're saying it in different fora, that our government should please allow, even if you need to put regulations, let's allow Nigerians to have access and carry firearms. Then it will be 50-50. Look at what happened in Abajana Express, when a group of less than 50 or 30 bandits took over the road, and they stopped Nigeria convoy, about 300 to 400 vehicles, and nobody could move. Are you telling me if at least 2 or 3 people or 5 in each of those vehicles has firearm, do you think any group of bandits will come and block the road? What is terror? Because you have a superior weapon to come and terrorize me. So those are the other aspects of it. But people will still come because quite a number of people have not experienced it before. They'll say, no, that system is bad. People use it against themselves. But people have been dying. People have been killed every day. Ordinary knockout in my side, people will jump from their house and go and die, thinking they have come again. So those are the issues we have. So there is no amount of training skill you give to young people in the community, or if you see them, fine. We apply all those ones just to keep you alive.
All right.
It doesn't stop these people from coming.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Igoche. I think there's an ongoing debate whether Nigerians should be allowed to carry arms or not. It's going to stay for a while because a lot of people are pushing in that direction. Now, let's come back to the studio. And before we leave this conversation, please, I want to ask you. We have been talking, Moses talked about financing, and the collaboration with international financial agencies and all of that. I would like to ask you, Nigeria is a country of interest globally, and we understand that certain people believe that, America is coming in because China is here doing the exploration and all of that. I want us to talk about foreign interest in Nigeria in terms of this terrorism, not of business. Do you think that some foreign powers, some foreign countries could be involved in sponsoring this terrorism? We know that ISWAP is well and alive here in the northern region, and they are doing a lot, Islamic State West Africa. Do you think that some foreign countries, that I don't want to mention, Islamic countries, and we also know that there's a lot of funding coming in from those countries. Talk about Sukuk, talk about, other interest-free loans and all of that. Could they be part of the problem?
Let me take it from a different dimension. I think that Nigeria of today is more afraid of breaking up than taking out this terrorist group. And that is why you find a situation you think it is impossible to do what is possible. Our leaders are more afraid of, losing a grip that they have on the people than taking out this terrorist group. See, between you and I, he mentioned it, and I like the way he put it. Between you and I, walk into any bank in Nigeria, you cannot take more than 20,000 naira. But then somebody is going to pay the terrorists 10 million. Where does he get the money from? How come that when you want to pay ransom, banks suddenly have money to give you? So where are they getting the money from?
Okay, now please, that's an angle to it. But my direct question is...
I'm coming. Okay. You're talking about foreign interest.
Okay, beautiful.
If you're talking about foreign interest, what do you think they're interested in? You talk about China being interested in mineral and all of that. How much of that mineral is reflecting in your life? If you're not aware, the governors of the North came together and they're meeting. And they said something that really got me baffled. They said they're suspending mining in the North for the next 6 months. Is that not hypocrisy? Who is doing the mining in the North? Is it the federal government? Every mining that is being done in the North is illegal mining. So it means that the governors in the North are aware that there's illegal mining going on and they're pretending.
Okay, now, Prince.
I'm coming. Okay. You and I know that it is very, very expensive to venture into mining. That is where the foreign interest you're talking about comes in.
No, you're talking, I said, let's take out the economic business interest. I'm looking at, let's, for instance, you see what Hezbollah, what Iran is doing in Lebanon, what they are doing in Gaza and all of that. We also see that Saudi Arabia sponsors a lot of, Islamic development in Europe, and it's a present issue now in parts of Europe. My question is, do you think that this foreign interest might be interested in Nigeria to the extent that they want to? We have been having this debate. Nigeria is a member of IOC and all of that. Could it be part of the problem?
Okoro, it has nothing to do with OIC.
Okay.
What you have playing out in Nigeria has to do with economy. It has to do with your resources.
Okay.
Who is going to control it? Those people who are doing those illegal mining, they don't care about the life and livelihoods of Nigerians. Because if they were doing the right thing, Nigerians will not be living in IDP camps today. So the government is complicit in whatever is happening. And that is why we're saying that it is the responsibility of government to secure the lives and properties of Nigerians. You have opened your door for illegal mining. And you know what comes with illegal mining? If you have gold here now, it means that for you to be able to access the gold, you need to chase away everybody within that community. So we should be asking questions. Now that you're asking this question, whether it's an issue of Islamic agenda, that's what you're trying to say. The question you should be asking is, the lands that people have been driven out of, where they're now living in IDP camps. Okoro, who are the people taking over those lands?
No, that's the question.
Who are taking them over? Why is it that this government has not been able to return people back to their ancestral homes?
No, now I go back to that question. Before we leave, I go back to that question. Do you think that there could be foreign interest to ensure that, look, Nigeria is...
Even if there's foreign interest, they need local interest to achieve their aim.
Okay, so are they aligning? Do you see them aligning?
How can you ask me if they're aligning when Nigerians are living in IDP camps, Okoro?
All right.
When Nigerians can no longer sleep with their two eyes closed.
Okay. Elvis, sorry, please. Elvis, let me quickly ask you. With the recent release that government was involved in of the Iruku church members and some of the other girls, and we saw how government got involved. Do you think? And then there was a release. Bandits were not. The kidnappers were not abducted. There was no shootout, and nobody died. Do you think government paid ransom or government just threatened them? I asked that to ask another thing. So just
they said they didn't pay ransom, but you
they said they didn't pay.
Yeah, but you and I know too well that these bandits are not Father Christmas.
So you think they paid?
Well, Nigerians know. Me personally, I also know that.
If that be the case, can we say that government itself is financing terrorism? Because if you pay ransom, and we know that they use this ransom to stock up cash of arms, can we then say that government itself should be on that list, financing terrorism?
That's where the issue comes in, Moses. The government itself, if they want to be truthful to themselves, they should look inward. At the time, former President Jonathan told us that terrorists has infiltrated his government and they are part of his cabinet.
Buhari said the same.
Buhari that we so looked at, retired general that was coming to do the needful, could not achieve it. Then what do you expect of President Tinubu?
And Ribadu is saying, look, don't worry, this.
But Moses, Moses, let me just interject. You're asking a question. You are forgetting that these same guys who took these girls released the video.
They released the video.
And everybody's keeping quiet about it.
The Kebi girls.
They released a video telling you that we are doing this because we entered into negotiation with your government.
Yeah, but the negotiation could be...
The negotiation can never be anything other than settlement.
So now if you say the negotiation cannot be any other thing other than settlement, are we going to see that play out also in Kotangora in Niger State? Because from what we gather from the Horibado, he went there, he went to visit Kotangora, and he came up to tell us that the children are okay, they're well taken care of. There's no need for us.
No, he didn't go to visit the children. He went, see, you know when government wants to lie,
okay,
they package it well.
Well, we might have a different view from one of our guests. So let me go to Fred Egwatu. Yeah. Okay. So Fred, can we say, in your opinion, do you think that government itself is financing terrorism if government is having to pay ransom to get abducted Nigerians freed?
I wouldn't say directly, but when we look at what is happening, you might be tempted to make that conclusion. Not financing terrorism just because of the negotiations and cash, but the inability to stop the financial, inability to stop the people who are promoting this terrorism, the inability to use government forces as it should be to destroy this wicked element that is calling Nigeria. It's aiding and abetting in the other way. So if you refuse to stop something from happening, that means you are indirectly encouraging that thing to happen. Now, nobody can tell us. Somebody asked a question in the studio now. Who are the people occupying those places that people were driven away from and have become occupants of IDP camps? What is happening in those places? Can't government go there and get those people out of there? That means government is indirectly supporting the people who are taking over those lands and prefers to take care of the owners of the land in IDP camps. So when you say sponsoring, financing, in every way, these inactions tend to give Nigerians the audacity, the authority, the impetus to make such conclusions. So government has failed woefully in tackling issues as it should be. I've always said here that when a national security advisor speaks, Nigerians should be ready to listen and learn something new. A national security advisor should not be talking like a comedian. People are doing very well. They are doing very. Kidnapped people are doing very well. You can imagine that kind of thing. That people are doing a comedy. So the issues are that government is not stepping up the game. Therefore, we can now say that because they are not stepping up the game, because they are not doing what they are supposed to do, they are indirectly supporting the carnage.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable Iguatu. Now, I understand that Mr. Joseph Igoje will leave this conversation as the other gentleman will follow us into another conversation where we're talking politics proper in Nigeria. So, Joseph, please, give me your concluding thoughts. I mean, you are one person who's seen the terror being perpetrated by these terrorist groups firsthand. What would be your concluding thoughts in 1 minute?
For me, from this point, my concluding point here is just to we'll still appeal to the Nigerian government and to the well-meaning Nigerian to continue to work on our leader to allow the international body who have the stronger power and who have the will to fight these terrorists to come in. Regardless of whether political, whether economic, some people are saying, oh, America is coming because of oil in Nigeria. This one is it's because we are alive that we even think we have oil somewhere. Because it's not quite everybody that has been badly affected. So on the issue of terrorism, for me, we should keep supporting our government, but more especially support them and work on them to make sure that we get these people that have superpower to come.
How do we work on them?
Who will not be biased.
How do we work on them? How do you propose to work on them?
Part of working on them is what we are saying now. We should keep saying it because we are powerless here. Our constitution is designed in such a way that even the state is harmless. The state can't defend himself. Okay, you have my state governor to go and get a vigilante group at this. He cannot even empower them with weapons.
All right.
Are we going to fight terrorists with their gun? The answer is no.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Joseph Igoje. Well, it might interest you to know that America is already collaborating with Nigeria. They've set up a base in Ghana from where they, conduct surveillance on some parts of Nigeria.
So the type of collaborations we look is not collaboration in terms of we want to see the physical. We want to see it physical.
You want to see bombardments?
Collaboration on paper. We've seen a lot of collaboration on paper.
You want to see bombardments?
Yeah, we want to see it. Because where these people are, just like what the co-presenter said, they chase people away from their community and they live there. These people live there. Okay, look at what happened in Eruku. You can hear from testimony of those people that were rescued from Eruku. They live in communities. And our government go there, go and get people out. Government go there and get people out. And they allow them in those communities. So there is nothing we can say that will put an end to this. We need serious bombardment. If you are bad, you are bad. They get rid of you. We know during that action, a lot of innocent Nigerians will go. After all, we've been dying. But at least the few people that will remain, they will have to enjoy the land. That is just the simple basic truth.
Sacrifice. All right, then. Thank you very much, Joseph. Well, gentlemen, we would like the rest to stay with us. We crave your indulgence as we get into another conversation. Atiku Azobi's deputy, ADC's only chance to defeat Tinubu. This is according to Ohanese's Ibuayaka. Well, let's talk about this when we come back.
The Ohanese Youth Council, CYC, has asked the former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, that she will run as the Vice Presidential candidate of African Democratic Congress and allow Mr. Peter Obi to be the party's presidential candidate for 2027 general post. Well, according to OYC, the pairing of the two politicians with Obi as the star candidate is the only calculation the ADC can use to defeat the incumbent President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. The president of Ohanese Youth Council, Ibuayaka, who gave the advice in a statement issued on Monday, said that Peter Obi will create a national rebirth of Nigeria if elected president of Nigeria. While he argued that since the national chairman of ADC is from the northern region, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar should be selfless by allowing the presidential candidate of the party to come from the south. According to Ohanese Youth Council President, the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has allegedly failed Nigerians and should be replaced through Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar ADC ticket. He said that the Ohanese Youth Council will not allow any plan to further the marginalization of the Igbo nation. We still have in the studio here our gentlemen who joined us from the beginning. Prince Shilaka, let me come straight to you on this. We've had discussions on this several times, and you have consistently, repeatedly said Atiku Abubakar is not going to run for presidency in 2027. Between then and now, I have not even finished my question. You are saying that you still stand on that. So do you think that...
I think the Ohanese Youth Council, they have a misplaced priority. Okay. You don't ask somebody like Atiku to become a vice. Okay. I mean, for me, it's an insult. Let us put it the way it is. And I think they're just trying to make a mockery of the entire system. You know, it's totally unacceptable. For me, I keep saying that Atiku has become an enigma. Atiku should be somebody who mentors, who teaches. And that is the role I want Atiku to play. And that is the role a lot of people are asking Atiku to play. Not asking Atiku to begin to look at vice presidential. No. It's completely out of.
I have to get into this. Atiku officially joined the ADC about 10 days or thereabout ago, and over the weekend we saw Malam Erufai, Nasir Erufai, join the ADC. And when he was receiving his membership card, he said, "Look, I have joined the ADC, and I would like for someone like Peter Obi to come join us so that we can join hands to remove President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC, because they have done much, of course, much havoc for us." Do you see Peter Obi going to the ADC?
Well, Peter Obi might go to ADC. Okay. Because initially, let's be very honest, initially we didn't see ADC becoming as vibrant as it is becoming now. Because we saw court injunctions, court cases going on back and forth. We saw people coming out to claim, we are still in charge of ADC, we're not paying allegiance to David Mark. Yeah. But in the coming days, you see things are beginning to shaping up. With the formal entry of Atiku Abubakar as a card-carrying member of ADC. Rufai has done the same. Okay. Rufai has done the same thing. So it is becoming obvious that we are beginning to smell a little bit of an opposition.
I like the fact.
So for me, I believe that Peter Obi is weighing the options. What people need to understand is that This coalition was not formed by Atiku. Coalition means more people coming together. So it wasn't only him. But the thing is that Atiku has actually been in the forefront.
A lot of people see him as the driver, as the driver of the coalition.
Being a driver does not mean you own the car.
Okay, now when you say that we see the ADC becoming vibrant now, we have not seen any governor join the party or any senator, member of House of Reps, or...
You see, the mistake
what political capital, apart from
the mistake we make in this country is that we assume that governors who have failed in their states, political jobbers, shoe shiners who have failed in their states, who have not been able to add value in terms of developing their states, in terms of the youths getting employed in their states, because of their own selfish desires. When they leave their party and join another party, you feel that that party they're joining is making more sense. No.
Are we making a mistake, or are we relying on the experience of history? If you go back 2014,
it happened.
The NPDP and all of that.
It happened. So for me, I think I would say that until we, the people, realize that sovereignty belongs to us, and that we give it to whoever we want to. Until we come to that realization, these politicians
how soon can we realize?
These politicians will stop taking us for granted.
Let's talk about the role of the people in all of this. I like to quote Sir Ivor Jennings, British philosopher. He said, "Look, the people can." He didn't say it in Nigeria. He didn't say it in Africa. He said, "The people cannot decide until someone decides who the people are." Is that what we are seeing here in Africa and Nigeria? A situation, because we talk about people and power and politics. Yes. So who actually has the power? Is it the people or the person that decides who the people are? What is it for you?
It's the people that have the power. People have the absolute power. The only problem we have here, why we are looking at the other way, is that when the people exercise the power, the authority now truncates it, like what happened in 2023 general election. When only one person came and announced that there was a glitch.
That shows people does not have the power. If the authority can still truncate it.
The people have the power.
Do nothing.
Do nothing
the people
about
have
it.
the power, but when it happened, we relaxed. The biggest disappointment now came from the judiciary, which is also one of the organs that the people rely on.
And the people do nothing.
The people did something. The people are supposed to work. You see, it's just because of the way we find ourselves. The people have that opportunity, that privilege to go out and say, no, this is not the government we want. Through protest, peaceful protests. But unfortunately, the people have not really keyed into that
people protested. People protested.
They did. The resilience is what we are talking about. It's not just a protest of 2 days, 3 days, everybody goes back to his house. We've seen what happened in Bangladesh. We've seen some of these things that happen in some of these countries.
Do you think such things, do you think that can happen in Nigeria, considering our...
It will happen over a period of time. Sometimes, some years ago, nobody thought Nigerians would find themselves in this insecurity. Nobody thought Nigeria would lay itself up with bombs and become a suicide bomber. If we get to a certain level where the goat is pushed to the wall, this same goat we think it doesn't harm, we return and say, no, I can't go through this. It will get to that level. We are getting gradually to it. We are seeing now that government is... I don't you see some of their policies now. By the time we attack it so much, they come back and say, no, it was not like that. They start bending it. But we know the truth. That shows that the people are now beginning to realize what we are doing. What do you think we are doing here? The advocacy is becoming wider. It's becoming, people are getting more in tune with the workings of government. Especially with this kind of analysis. We are not just coming here to read the news. As it used to be. We now let people know their rights.
Now, I'll ask you this question and also get opinion of Honorable Ejiofor Iguatu. Some persons of the opinion that Africa is peculiar and we should do away with democracy that we borrow from the Western world. That we should find a way or a major part of leadership or ruling that will actually favor us. Our own pattern of government. Do you share that line of thought too? And if that should be the case, what do you think it should be?
Yeah, what I believe is that there should be a modification. It is not just the way they copy in US and come and paste it here. Because traditionally we don't have the same culture, we don't have the same tradition and all that. There should be a modification. If there are ways that before democracy came, we have always been having leaders. We have of the Benin empires. We have of some of they were led by leaders. How were they picking their leaders then? Can't we also go back and say, let's brush this history? If it can work then, let's bring some of those things that made it work. and bring it into this modern democracy and see how we can have our own pattern democracy in Africa. Not just the way it works abroad, works with these European people that it works here. Look at it. China have a kind of democracy today. They also call themselves, they change leadership. But it's not the way it's done in America. In India, they have democracy. It is not the way it is done in America. Every country should find the way they will pattern their own that it will suit them and suit the people of that country. It's not just the one that is like, we just copy and paste it and we are learning it. By the time you start learning, you'll be making mistakes.
So in other words, the only part or the only thing we pick from democracy is just the election.
It's just the election, and it's not working. And the people that gave us the election hijacked it away from us again. That's why we are helpless.
No, but let me just add to what he just said. You know, when we talk about democracy, we had the best kind of democracy in Nigeria before the white, in quotes, brought their democracy. Take for instance, in the Southeast then, you had the Umunna that settled issues. We had a way that Ezes were elected.
That's for the Southeast.
In the West, we have the same. We have the same. In Lagos, in the West, you look at Lagos, you just don't wake up and say, this man is an Oba. There was a process.
In the North, it was different. And then we came together.
Well, see, the thing is this, gentlemen and lady, our problem is the fact that we all, as Nigerians, we're not being sincere to each other.
How so?
We need to sit on the round table and look ourselves eyeball to eyeball and ask ourselves, is this marriage working? The marriage we have today, called Nigeria, is not working.
All right. That's a different conversation entirely. But let's quickly run to Honorable Ejiofor Egwatu. Now, Honorable, well, good to have you. Thanks for staying back. Now, ADC is saying, look, if, a Peter Obi and an Atiku ticket, I don't know how they want to do it, one on top, one assisted, will be a good one. But we hear Dati Baba Ahmed speaking with Labour Party, say, look, Peter Obi is still a member of the Labour Party. Why is Peter Obi confusing Nigerians? Where is he going to? Where does he stand? What is he waiting for? Is it not high time he stated his stance? I mean, is it not high time he made his stance known to Nigerians? What are your thoughts?
The same Mr. Peter Obi, Excellency, has been through this game once and second time. First of all, he was running against the former Vice President Atiku, and later on he became a presidential candidate. So I think he has come to understand quite a lot about Nigerian presidency. And so he's hovering like a flag, waiting for signal, permission to land. So I wouldn't blame him for being very careful, for being very tactical, for trying to...
Unfortunately, Honorable Egwatu, the audio quality is really distorted. Unfortunately, we can't get, the essence of what you're saying. We can't even hear you clearly. I think it's because of there's some sort of wind distortion over there. If you could change your location, that would do us a lot of good. All right, so we'll just give you time to change your location. Let me go to you now, Elvis. The same question I asked him, really. What's your reaction to that? Why? What is he waiting for? Is he waiting for March 2026 to say, okay, he wants to belong to a political party?
I think Obi is becoming very, very sensitive in this matter because, Obi got that vote through obedient movement. Where Obi
and some of the obedient movements said they will go with him wherever he goes. I mean,
yes,
obviously,
yes,
we will go with him.
I'm not pointing at you.
He doesn't want to ruffle feathers. So if obedience says move, Obi will move, and he will move. And he will
if obedience says move,
yes, he will move.
He will move, and he will tell Nigerians. But this kind of
which obedience? They did some sort of collation of membership the other time.
Online.
And we don't know who is who
numbers.
We don't know their numbers. We don't know who.
They know them. They know themselves.
Many obedient members are not even online people.
Exactly.
A market woman is obedient. That butcher you see on the street
is obedient.
Selling meat is obedient. Those who I don't know about online. Do you understand? So when the time comes, when it goes to
when will the time come?
No. When at the polling booth, at the point of voting, you know obedient more. Yeah.
No. At the point of voting, are they going to? Is he going to be an independent?
No. Before then, Obi would have aligned. Obi is going to align.
That's the question Moses is asking.
Obi is going to align soon. Obi is going to tell Nigerians whether he's going to remain with the Labour Party or he's going to move to ADC.
Okay, but I know you don't work with him.
I see Obi going to ADC. But the only area I'm not comfortable with where Ohaneze is saying Obi Atiku. They should come out boldly and say Atiku should play the role of an elder statesman.
Simple.
As simple as that.
But we're not seeing Atiku doing that anytime soon.
Who told you?
No, when you say who told me, if Atiku never wanted to contest again or be on the ballot again, he would have dismantled the media team that he has. That's one. Number two, hold on, Prince Francis. Also, wouldn't have seen him moving over to say, I am picking a ticket of a political party. They'll just stay there as an elder statesman and give out ideas and blessings to people that are supposed to give blessings to.
If Atiku is not worked on by the ADC leadership to sit as an elder statesman, they would have killed the ADC. Completely.
Elvis, do you think Obi is delaying announcing his platform because he probably thinks that, look, if he does early enough, that there might be some kind of infiltration?
Infiltration from where?
From people that go about destroying, like we hear that some elements are
infiltration. Those people that do those infiltration are already doing it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's even issue align, so that even when the infiltration comes, they would have been able to put their house in order to the extent that bond they have cannot be broken.
For more than 3 years,
the infiltration will definitely come.
For more than 3 years, Labour Party has not been able to put itself together.
Labour Party,
PDP, the same thing.
Labour Party gave Obi tickets. Obi came into Labour Party like from the fridges like a visitor.
And after he left.
That's why you see the problem in Labour Party is still festering. They gave Obi ticket. They didn't give Obi that toga of leadership to say lead this party.
He's not. I keep saying it.
The people he met in that party already said that they have a party before Obi came.
We are questioning him now.
Yes.
Labour Party started having problems the moment the 2023 general election ended. And we heard the president say, look, there will be no Labour Party before 2027. And it's like it's happening.
Yes.
PDP, Obi left PDP after the election. They started having problems. Now, my question is, do you think that Obi is delaying so that by the time he gets into a platform, it will be too late for anybody to cut harm for him?
There is nothing there is nothing like delaying before he comes in. It will become so that they will not be able to infiltrate it. Let me tell you, the ruling party, whom all the other political parties are accusing that they are the one that are sending Mo's. They will send Mo even if Obi gets into that political party a day to the election.
But then it should be late for them to cause any harm.
They will send. But what I'm even saying, Obi will come in before. It will not delay anymore. Obi will not delay so much because that ADC have to put his house in order. They have to make sure that the leadership is stronger. What Obi meant in Labour Party must not repeat itself in ADC if they want to remain a formidable opposition. The people in Labour Party only just gave Obi that chance to come and be a presidential candidate in their party. They never allow Obi to be part of the leadership of that party. That's what led to where we are today in Labour Party.
Interesting. Let's get your opinion once again. Honorable Ejiofor Iguatu, we believe must have rectified the challenge we pointed out earlier. All right. Now, we have a certain revolution. We want to go on another break before we dissect this. And this is coming from Omoyele Sowore, as he claimed that Nigerian government originally wanted to or planned to sentence Nnamdi Kanu to death. What do you have to say about this, Prince Francis Chilaka?
Well, I'm sure we'll listen to be part of the government because he keeps telling us what he thinks the government is thinking about. And I would rather say he's a kitchen cabinet member of the party, of the government, because he seems to have more information than even the government itself. Yes, we all heard what happened in court, where the prosecutors were angling for a death sentence. So it is no news. So coming to make it as if you
should be grateful.
coming to make it as if you are informed beforehand. He should have said it before the judgment was given. Then I'll take him seriously. But judgment has been given. We saw the prosecutor saying we want a death sentence. So how do you now juxtapose what he said? For me, Nnamdi Kanu's case is, for me, I've always said it, is the political solution. Anything short of that, we will not have any headway.
All right, please, Mr. Elvis Salimele, what do you also make of that? Because recall that on the 20th day of October, you should organize a protest for the freedom of religion.
Yeah, if you listen to when the judge was reading out the judgment, it got to a level, said almost all the offenses, most of them carried death penalty, but he wants to show some mercy, and that was going to give him a life imprisonment. So the prerogative of judgment belongs to the judge. So anybody that is coming from the fringes and say, oh, they wanted to, is just like a speculation. If the judge says it's going to be death sentence, that he would have pronounced it. But let's not flog this matter. I think more, like he said, it's going to be more of a political solution. We saw that the governor of the state, Alex Soti, has visited him in Sokoto. So very soon, Sokoto will become a mecca to some of these Eastern politicians. They'll be going there because they want to have name attached to Nnamdi Kanu's matter. So by that's when we'll begin to see the revelation coming up very soon.
Thank you so much, Mr. Elvis Salimele, for being part of today's conversation. He's a political and public affairs analyst. Also, thank you so much, Ms. Francis Chilaka, for being part of today's show. Honorable Jofo Egwatu, thank you so much, former member of State House of Assembly, a political and social commentator. Thank you so much for being here with us. We really appreciate your presence. And this is how far we can go. This is what we'll draw the curtain on today's VOP this morning. Thank you so much, backroom staff, the producer of the show, the Ingest manager, the director, and even the sound engineer. We sincerely appreciate your work behind the camera. On behalf of my colleagues at the studio, Chukuma Okoro, Moses Humphrey, I am Fina Okechuku, endeavor to be a patriotic citizen. Believe me, Nigeria as a great nation will rise again. Some people will disagree, but I know we're going to be great again. On top of the hour on this white table is the newspaper review. There you have Moses and Chukuma return. That'll be on top of the hour, 10 a.m. Bye for now.
In a world brimming with noise, only few
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m. only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count. ordinary. Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We bring in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Ovisha Nelson One, your number one celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyi Osarate is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV. Live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
My name is Esther. They call me the Oga of them, the general overseer of them all. Every man, every woman has got a voice where integrity is the volume. So this is Voice of the People's TV. Voice of the People's TV. So this is the people's voice. And the people's voice is the voice of God. That's the voice populi in Latin. The people's voice is the voice of God. So keep watching Voice of the People. In fact, my name is Voice of the People. Keep watching MC Adobe King.
Hi guys, my name is Kagan. I am Nigeria's biggest tech content creator, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Voice of the People TV. Keep watching, enjoy, and you're welcome.
My name is MC Alamano. They call me Enjoyment Landlord. It's VOP TV. Keep watching VOP TV. Don't touch it down. Even if you want to touch it down, increase the volume. If you don't increase the volume, I told me.
My name is Collins Agawabe, popularly known as No Maiden, but last, more than No Maiden. Or more. Not be all so the cook right at the fry plantain. We keep on watching VOP TV. Hey, the voice of the people, the voice of Edo. If you want to get the authentic news for Edo, the way it be, Now so they show and all they cut anything come on at VOP TV.
Hello there, my name is Damilola Ogunsi, also known as the Goldfish.
Hi, my name is Chiki Bright Emmanuel. I'm an actor and a filmmaker.
Hello, peeps. My name is Yomi E. Adejumo.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Utomi.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stacey Benjamin, and this is Voice of the People TV.
I need you to keep it locked to VOP TV. See, are you looking for good entertainment? You want to get good movies, good music, politics, talk shows, sports and entertainment. You really want a channel that gives you everything you need without you having to run around. VOP is where you are. That's Voice of the People.
If you're not listening to this, you're not one of us. And you deserve to be killed. Scrap chat. Don't be killed, but watch it. Or I'll find you. And I want you.
And you are locked on VOP TV. Don't go nowhere. This is where the juice is. This is where all you need for entertainment, politics, movies, and whatnot.
And keep watching VOP TV.
So keep it locked because I'm locked already, man, and it's money back guarantee. So you're gonna have a good time because I do.
And please keep watching VOP TV.
I won't want you actually. I beg you, subscribe, watch it. If not, whatever you see.
You better not touch that dial because VOP is the plot.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Headlines from within the pages. I would like to start with the Vanguard newspaper. There are a lot of interesting headlines on the cover page of the Vanguard. Well, let's start with insecurity. I mean, we're still talking about it right now. I would like us to focus on the riders here. Very interesting riders. So, this is the headline from the Vanguard newspaper. Northern governors, OK State Police, suspend mining. And then riders, one region will collapse if terrorists abduct nursing mother, 10 others in Kano. Panic at Abuja school as students mistake soldiers for kidnappers. Police foil planned mass kidnap attack in Abuja, kill 3 bandits. Abducted Niger school children are doing fine. Will return soon. Ribadu. Tinubu must enforce emergency declaration on security. Experts. Those are the, very interesting headlines there. And I'd like us to tie that one to Defense Minister Badaru resigns. Defense Minister Badaru resigns. So let's tie all of this together. It's a full house. We're also being joined by Darlington Agumo Esquire joining the conversation. Good to have you. You look fresh.
Yeah, Moses, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. So, tell me, funny more. Let's have your take on this one. The resignation of Abubakar Badaru.
I was wondering that somebody just came back from America with his new fan slang and accent.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, talking about insecurity, which we cannot really exhaust over time. I was listening to a post on X and later I stumbled on it in TikTok about the untold story of what transpired between American government and delegation from Nigeria. That it was more like a one-sided thing. And three assignments were given to Nigerian government, according to that report, though not verified locally. That one, that man, you recall, that was
Jackson,
in defense of being killed by a headsman, struggled with him and later killed that man, and he was sentenced to death. Even
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson. Yeah.
Sunday Jackson.
They should give him unconditional pardon and release him.
Yes.
Then the second thing was that whatever it would take, that government should decimate the ranks of these so-called bandits. And then the last one, that the names of people that have been accused of sponsoring these bandits, that they should make it open. And I see a correlation between that, even if it's still a kind of rumor that has not been confirmed by government. I see a correlation between those three orders and what is playing out currently. I think what is playing out is, it is a fact that the insurgency has more intellectual input than what we assume. And it has backing beyond the frontiers of this country. And so, what they are trying to say is, okay, if you think you want to, we will tell you that we are also not afraid, you know. And it's just 2 months. The marching order was just for 2 months. And so, in fact, it was even mentioned in that video that we should expect escalation of kidnapping, insurgency, killings, just to show deviance. And the question I ask myself is, why would we kill ourselves to make a point that is not even there? For me, you said you are a bandit. And I still feel uncomfortable when we define banditry and what these people are doing. These are people that are purely terrorists. They are not bandits. Bandits come, arm, steal, and go. But these particular people, they have swaths of Nigerian soil that they have taken over, and they inhabit, they take off from that particular point, same spot where the likes of Gumi will go and meet them, discuss with state apparatus, mingling with terrorists. And you say you are talking about bandits. They are not bandits, they are terrorists. And so, the escalation will be a kind of response to say, if you think we are afraid, we are not afraid. But who is giving these people that feeling? Who is buoying them to the extent that they feel that they can hold the country to ransom at any point in time? And that is why I am not comfortable with this so-called non-kinetic approach to talking to a terrorist. Why should you negotiate with a terrorist? Because it will keep coming, and it shows that you have acquiesced, and so it would ask for more. It will push you to the point that if you are not careful, it will destroy you. So What we should do now, if it is true that video actually came from the White House, then there are two options left. Either we take out these people or somebody comes to take them out, and at what cost? That's the major concern here. At what cost?
The major thing I see myself is that one, these people are not Nigerians. They were invited here. And the people that invited them, they are not even apologetical about it. They were invited. That's why when they kill and maim and destroy, they don't have sympathy for anybody because none of their people are here. They came from outside. They were invited from outside. That is the one major reason why these things have continued to fester. Because as you kill, like that man told us, that if we kill 10 of them, 20 will come. He said it. So their source of supply is endless. When you are coming from all over Africa, and they are giving an easy passage into Nigeria.
Then if we agree and we believe and we have heard and we know that they were invited in by Nigerians, those Nigerians should also be part of this list we are expecting.
Yeah, they are there. Yeah, they are there. It is the will to name them that have been the problem.
The government said they want to release now, according to what we discussed this morning.
Do you think
if those names are not there, the people that invited them, it means that list is an incomplete list. And we'll ask them to put their names there. Because these people that invited them actually laid the bedrock for all we are going through now. If we invited them for a purpose, and that purpose, whether accomplished or not, they did not go back. Here we are today terrorizing us. Exactly. Then the first people that should be brought to book are these people that brought them into this nation. They are not friends of this nation.
No, I think, Barrister, I think that the first people that should be brought to book, not the people that brought them, the government that has stopped them. The government that has refused to take them back.
The people that brought
them. Who will not deal with them?
But are you sure that those who brought them are not in government?
That is the problem. So it is the call of government.
Like Obadiah said, that man from CBN, he said one of the governors is the arrowhead of Boko Haram. He said it before he died. And look, to confirm that these people are not from Nigeria, why are they taking over people's home, people's villages, and renaming it?
No, Barrister, all those problems we know. We are looking for solutions.
The solution
whose call is it to take these people
out? The government.
It's the government. But the government has failed. Now the government is seeking assistance. And if that assistance, let it come. And these people can be taken out in whatever form.
I even think that Tinubu is applying wisdom here. Because since he cannot take them out himself, for them safety, he now outsources it to America. I think that yes, the government has something to do with what America is doing.
Do you think the resignation of the Minister of Defense is an honorable, an act of to show that I can't deal with this, so I'm leaving?
No, it was
or political move or
he was forced to leave. Sarah reporter said that he was forced to leave, and I think Matawale will soon follow. These are people that are fueling insecurity in Nigeria. That's the truth. He was forced to leave. There's no sickness.
You heard what Matawale said the other day. He said you can't solve the problem of insecurity in Zamfara without me. Without me. That was what
he knows them. He knows where they are.
Even the sitting governor.
He's the minister of state for more than 2 years.
When El-Rufai was talking, he had his points. These people are fueling this insecurity. They are
was even the foundation member of
Didn't the DSS clear them? Yes. Didn't the DSS clear them? The DSS cleared them.
That's why I told you that whatever Tinubu brought to the House as Assembly as his nominee, Agbabio will clear them. They don't have to argue.
No. DSS will first of all vet the individuals, clear them before taking them. So the DSS probably would have information. Of
those appointments were just compensation. Those appointments were compensation. I mean, how will you? You know why El Rufai's own didn't sell through? Because the president didn't want it to sell through.
Because he feel that the guy is too stubborn for him.
You know, he wanted to just teach him a lesson, and give him little embarrassment and all of that. And so it's a problem of the DSS, like they asked, who does he report to? The DSS DG. Will he look the president in the face and say, well, President, look at the information, the intelligence I have on this man. The president will say, okay, is there anything we can do? He said, well, we can. And it goes. And that's it. So the buck stops at the president's table. If the president wants to flush out these people, he simply needs to give the orders.
It's just like yesterday.
He simply needs to give the orders to who the chief of police
and something came up. And I gave my honest advice to the person that called me. I said, this is my honest advice, and this is my own way of looking at it. But if you feel otherwise, go ahead and do what you want to do. I have done my own part. And these are the things that these security people will do.
Still on insecurity, let's take another angle to it. Northern leaders suspend mining, back state police to tackle insecurity. And then the riders to that one. Governors, traditional rulers meet in Kaduna, say only joint action can halt violence.
Are you serious?
Forum suspends mining for 6 months, blames illegal sites for banditry. Blames illegal sites for banditry. I take that again forever.
You see, Moses, it's not a clear response to what I've just said. There's a clear response.
They have just confirmed it. They just confirmed it.
They know all along that they were using these guys as shields for illegal mining. If a governor in this country will say his asset as at the time he was entering government house was 9 trillion, then how did he get it in this economy?
Okay.
So all these illegal miners, they are there. Oshomole even said it in the open Senate Assembly that look, these illegal miners are fueled by retired generals and top politicians.
Yes.
Because if you see these bandits, so-called bandits that I call terrorists, if you see them one-on-one, there is nothing, they are terrorists. There is nothing to show that they have a savings of 200,000 at all.
Where would they get the money?
They are so poor.
Let me finish the riders.
You understand? They are so poor.
It's their financiers that are a problem.
It's just like you are picking a drug peddler that is given maybe 500,000 naira drug to hawk. You are not going to the source where they have billions of in stock. So you are just wasting your time. No matter how many times we kill these bandits or so, they keep coming. They keep coming. But if you take out their source, that's why I like Israeli forces.
There's a big pool where the recruitment is coming from.
IDF, what they do is once they appoint anybody as leader of Hamas or Hezbollah, within 1 month they take him out.
But another person will come.
Another person will come. But the moment you take out a general from a troop, that troop is in disarray.
Okay, let me finish the riders. So we'll have our points as we react. 1 billion naira monthly trust fund approved for regional intervention across 19 states. ACF rejects claims it supports amnesty, payments for bandits. Ribadu, world stands with Nigeria in fight against terrorism. Nigeria urges ICC members, Nigeria urges ICC member states to respect national sovereignty. Security analysts warn civilian gun ownership would worsen insecurity. Those are the riders.
Now, state police did what?
ACF rejects claims it supports amnesty payments for bandits.
But we have all these things before.
But these are interesting times, honestly.
We know their position before now. Is it not that it's hurting them that they are not denying it? No, we know Gumi's position. We know all of them, even the spokesperson of the ACF, what they were talking about, non-kinetic. Is it not what? It's because where we are now. That's why they are denying this. We are still getting somewhere. We'll hear more.
The 2 months will soon lapse.
Very soon.
All right. Barrister, you were going to say something?
Yes, the northern leaders, you know that all along, they think that they are clever. They are using these terrorists to intimidate all of us, to get what they want. You know, whenever they want anything, they unleash these guys to make things uncomfortable for all of us. I will now be scrambling to please them and all that. Meanwhile, they will now stay back and then be talking, making political statements, making political demands, while their boys are disturbing the government. That is how they have been operating, using these guys as a leverage against some of us, because they know that down south here, we are mostly Christians and very peaceful. We don't want this violence. But they are using it against us. Now, the thing has backfired, like every other thing like this. You know, those who ride on the back of the tiger always end up on the belly of the tiger. It's like the knot is about to end up in the belly of the tiger, because the guys are on rampage now. And they are thinking that if care is not taken, this thing may boomerang into a war. Because if this thing continues, all these attacking Christians, killing Christians, kidnapping Christians, don't you think that at a point, the Christians will rise up and there will be a problem in this country? So the country they want to control will no longer be there. That is their fear now. This thing that they are not doing it for you. They have realized that at a point, something will give. Not now that America is now interested in what is going on here. If they continue this attack, I bet my last couple, something will give. The people that are not interested in this violence and killing and kidnapping, they will say, no, we are leaving Nigeria. And then who will now come and say, okay, come, who? Who will come and say it? That is what they are afraid of. So if they really mean what they are saying, because they have said something like this before, but at the end of the day, nothing happened. The state police, will they be working with the Hisbah police in the north? Please tell me. Will they allow them to work? Because the state police are going to work according to the constitution. Don't you see a clash here?
Yes. Hisbah is of the Sharia.
Yeah,
no. I think what will happen, you see, when you have state police, it will be according to the legislation of the state assembly. That functionality, just like Amotekun. When Amotekun was created, the first loophole from Malami then was that there was no enabling law, and that they should go back to their state assembly. Yes. And Akeredolu, of blessed memory, quickly drafted a law which was replicated across the 4 other states.
6 other, 5
other
other
states. And that was how Amotekun was formed. Look, if they decide to use Sharia law for their Hisbah, that is their problem. If we decide to use constitution as our ground norm, this is our problem. But the point is,
it's not their problem, because
I'll tell you why it is their problem.
Because some non-Muslims they'll be judged based on that.
Exactly. But one thing again is that even the Sharia law we are talking about, except they want to introduce the political aspect of it, the Sharia law says a non-Muslim cannot be tried in a Muslim court. That's what the Sharia says.
Do they adhere to it?
Do they adhere to that? That is
they
the
don't.
Well, but up to now, we have not seen any Christian.
There is. If you are a Christian
and if you are married to a Muslim, if you are a Christian and you are married to a Muslim, they will take you to the Sharia.
I'm telling you.
Maybe their own.
There will always be conflict. They will not allow you.
The moment you marry a Muslim, you are automatically a Muslim.
So, but how about alcohol?
But I'm not saying.
How about alcohol and wearing trousers? As a Christian,
if you know you are in their state and they have alcohol, stop taking alcohol.
Your right has been taken away.
That's not a right.
Stop taking alcohol. But they take it back from alcohol.
Your freedom to eat what you want to eat.
But in
some countries, they legalize marijuana.
I've been to Muslim countries. I've been to Muslim countries, that have a certain level of secularism. In the pub, there you get in and buy alcohol. Nobody harasses you.
Yes. In Dubai,
I in Saudi Arabia. In the military camps, you can take alcohol. But outside of that place, you are not allowed.
Beautiful. And so why do we also? Because I have been to countries that even at the airport, duty free, you get in there, you buy alcohol. Even in their airlines, they serve you alcohol. In their
Emirates have alcohol.
Emirates has Qatar does.
I'm taking Emirates on several occasions.
Now, what I'm saying is that the right to eat what you want to eat at what time is your own. Maybe for health reason or doctor's recommendation. So when you are doing such a thing over there, they say, no, we don't eat this type of food here. We don't do. Is that what you are telling me?
The only thing that I quarrel with is if you are saying you are banning alcohol, it is also it should also be considered that it's
you don't take the
proceeds of alcohol.
That is it.
But they will not
I would like to talk about the ICC.
They will not.
ICC is saying member states, should respect Nigeria's sovereignty.
What ICC?
People that ICC, I think, International Criminal Court. People that speak in this manner, they speak out of ignorance. See, globally, in international
Nigeria urging ICC member states,
to respect Nigeria's sovereignty. Yes. Now, those Nigerians that speak in this manner speak out of ignorance, because in international politics, in international relations, each and every country, loses some level of sovereignty at any point in time. To that body.
As long as you're a signatory.
As long as you're a signatory.
Yes.
Now, they don't even remember that there is a clause called the R2P, responsibility to protect. After Rwanda, everything that happened in Rwanda and all of that, AU came together and said, look, this issue of non-interference, we have to change it. It was OAU then. But in 2002, when they transformed to African Union, that concept of R2P, responsibility to protect, changed the concept of non-interference. Now, if African countries see that, look, Africa is in problem, a country in Africa is in problem, the AU Charter empowers it, so long as you're a signatory, to intervene.
Yes.
And save you.
Before you get out of hand.
Yes, even the ICC too. And when we talk about genocide, why it's difficult for some people to say, oh, there's genocide here or there? Because by that Rome Statute, it will simply draw them. It's a call to action. And they don't want to get into action and all of that because of humanitarian crisis and all of those problems. So there is a concept.
Are you intervening with collaboration or in spite of?
Sorry?
If you're intervening using the RCP, would you be intervening in collaboration with the government of the state or in spite of it?
At the point, if it gets either in collaboration, with the government of the state. No, you don't have to, because at that point, that government
you could intervene in spite of it.
In spite of it, yes. America intervened, but one thing that people lose sight of the fact that America didn't intervene unilaterally in Iraq. There was what they call the coalition of the willing that had 24 other countries that intervened in Iraq. It was that concept of R2P, responsibility to protect, that drove them to that action. So this issue of Nigeria's sovereignty, and when we talk about this sovereignty, when you are going there to take APC and paracetamol from them. So where lies their sovereignty? And all of that. So we should move away from that. If the world sees that you are in danger, the world will come to your rescue.
Now, it becomes imperative, if the government in power is the person spearheading this genocide, or that they are very weak, they are powerless, like what happened in Sudan when the Janjaweed could not be controlled because the government
what even happened in Srebrenica where Bill Clinton had to intervene.
The government set it up. The Janjaweed was set up by the government. That's why they declared al-Bashir wanted all over the world, because they discovered that he was the brain behind it. That was what happened. So all this idea of sovereignty, look, is it better for you to lose your sovereignty to a foreign body that want to help you, or for you to lose it to terrorists? Which one is better? Because people have been talking, you're a sovereign nation. Yes, which sovereign? What is the sovereign here? When the president is just weak, you have lost your right. I said the day they threatened the Tinubu's wife and he could not utter a word, that was when I said, look, I better take care of myself. Oh. I'm not joking. Because if a man like that could not take care of his own wife, then why should I expect him to protect me?
Well, he doesn't need to say a word. He's taking care of it.
What?
The political
No.
You never can tell. You never can tell.
The imam or the
didn't go back to Senate.
It cannot be hidden. If you have dealt with that man, do you know how far it can go?
No, Barrister, what we're saying is that he could be dealing with a man, or he could have in another way. You and I don't know.
The man was even stopped.
Barrister, is his wife now. Must he please you?
He's the first lady of Nigeria. And
he doesn't have to be
Has he been in harm's way?
You are waiting until it happens. You are waiting until it happens. When they even told the man to apologize, the man apologized to Murik. He apologized to Murik instead of to the woman she threatened. That means she's arrogant.
Protection can come in different forms.
Look, And said that man was
Elisha
dead.
Abu tried it. I saw what
Where
happened.
is he now?
I said if he had dealt with that man, it would have
has a
gone
case.
a long
He
way
has a case on his
to
neck.
caution others. That's what I'm saying here. If he had dealt with that man, it would have gone a long way to caution others with their impunity and arrogance.
Okay.
People like Sheikh Gumi.
Okay. Let's move away from that. Let's talk about the economy now. This headline here, still from the Guardian newspaper. Despite state's historic liability cut, national public debt rises to 152.4 trillion naira. Short-term investment surge deepens structural risks, experts warn. Trend undermines long-term development, fiscal stability. Debt stock to GDP ratio pushing above 40% recommended ceiling, the 40% recommended ceiling. You want to react, or do I go a little deeper into the story?
Well, you see this economic permutation, we are tired. This thing you said now, I am telling you by Friday now, it will change again. You will hear a different... So what I'm saying is that we don't have a stable economy. And it doesn't help for planning, economic planning. That's why some countries moved out of Nigeria. You don't make, company, at the beginning of the year, they make projections on where they are going. You understand? With the exchange rate and all that. But somewhere midway, everything will now, it doesn't just change, it will scatter. And the companies have managed it for some time, say, look, we can't cope with this. And that's why they left. So all these people that are making all these projections for the government, they are not sincere. Seriously, they are not sincere.
It became worse when it gets to subnational level, where governors of each state, just do their own, not minding what the
federal government is saying. Exactly.
That's even where the disconnection comes in. Most of the state governors, all these figures that we hear that Nigeria Bureau of Statistics is choking at, it's not affecting the people at the state level. It's not affecting them. Because you get to some states, you see the level of stark poverty. And the National Bureau of Statistics will keep telling you, these are the statistics. Where are the people domiciled? They are in the state and the local government. So if you give all the statistics from the federal level and it's not reflecting on the states, that means these statistics are not, it's not the right statistics Nigerians want to hear.
It's like this, they are telling us that the states are getting more money. But in the actual sense, the federal government deducts from source all the money that states are owing before they give them their own share. Is that not true?
But the states are getting more money. It's not the federal government that took the loan.
But in reality, how much you come to the state, or how much are you holding in your hand?
No, but something it's curious to know that some governors, despite all those deductions, seem to be delivering on the dividends of democracy to their people. Talk about Sheyi Makinde. Sheyi seems to be doing well. Peter Mba in Enugu is doing well. Alex Oti, is trying his best. And
very well.
My governor, one of the governors, doing well.
Sheyi?
Oh no.
No, I didn't mention that.
No. What I'm saying,
I'm warning you before you start mentioning.
So look, let me tell you what happens here, because most of you don't understand. Whenever they are shopping for governors that will defect to APC, they always give them extra largesse.
Barrister is not true.
Hold on, I am coming.
It's not true. It's not true.
Who are ladies must prove? Listen.
So they gave money. That's why
I said listen very well. When they were shopping for David Umahi in Ebonyi, Ms. Okoro, I am very much aware of what Buhari was doing to that man. And he was doing things in Ebonyi. They even promised him that he will take over after Buhari. That's why he was.
You know what preceded Peter? Do you know what preceded Ebonyi's going into? Do you know what preceded his going into APC?
I said
he wanted to be president.
I said
he wanted to be president.
They gave him assurance.
Because he wanted to. He had the ambition now.
Most aspirants in 2023 elections were promised.
Hold on. Look at a small Ebonyi. Where is the IGR that brought about all those things he was doing in Ebonyi?
Okay, now apart from all those things that he was doing, do you know that Dave Umahi was owing salaries? Are you aware?
but what I'm saying is that compare the...
He wasn't paying salaries, but he was doing infrastructure.
That was not enough. What I'm saying is that I know what happened. Somebody in the inside told me.
That what?
That
Buhari gave him money.
Yes,
from where?
Money.
From where?
The same thing happened with the man from Cross River State. That was the first president we are looking for. To take over from Buhari. When they throw this carrot, something goes with it.
Okay, then now they promised Ayade that he will take over from Buhari.
Yes,
and he agreed.
Of course,
he agreed that he will take over from Buhari.
Okay, look, listen, are you not aware? Because you tell his rumor now that all these governors that are defecting, he came with what? A prize. That money was given to them.
There was no money given to these people.
Agree.
These people want a second term. That is why they are going into the office. They have problems in their fascism. They have problems in their political fascism.
Look at the wisdom. So you want second term before, and that's why you ran to APC.
Yes, because APC seems to be the only stable political party.
Really?
The more owner said, look, I've done enough for my people. I've done enough. I've done well. We have done so good. Barrister, hold on. We have done so well. But I don't have any guarantee that if we win the election, somebody will not go to court to say the man that signed your nomination form wasn't supposed to do that.
That's one of Abaka Airline, Buba Marwa, when they dangerous to flyers and our passengers. So the government should look into that matter. Even if you are loading taxes, those sensible areas where you now begin to lose life all because of money should be reconsidered.
You see, in all of this, one funny thing is that Nigerians, a lot of Nigerians cannot fly again and all of that. A friend wanted to go to, he's in the United States and he'll be traveling to Uyo, when he comes in. And he asked another friend, a mutual friend, to check out, help him book and this thing. Ibom Air was fully booked. Up until January.
Yes, because
he can't even get a slot.
People book ahead. People book ahead because it's cheaper to book ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit cheaper.
No, but even at that ahead, even at that cheap rate ahead, it is still expensive to some people.
Ibom Air has made it like a monopoly on that route. So no other airline comes in. So everything about Ibom Air, whatever price they give, I will tell you about Ibom Air, 200 and something thousand just 2 weeks ago.
No, but it's normal. It's normal. If you check out,
did they stop you from flying? Did they stop you?
No. My point is that in all of this, despite the economic downturn, economic decline,
Nigerians don't have a choice because if you go by
road, they have a choice.
No. If you're going by road, you keep some millions.
You could be kidnapped. You're talking
some
of
millions to pay ransom with.
Even the road they are talking about, the road that you are talking about, if you go on the 20th of December, it will be hard for you to get a ticket for the road. Yes. What I'm saying is that
the road is about, I think, 50,000 naira to the east, to Calabar.
Okay, Enugu is 40
that also brings us down to the debt of it.
Which will increase, of course.
That also brings us down.
There was a time we used to fly for 23,000 naira.
Which one is 23,000 naira? I used to go to Abuja from Lagos with about 36,000.
I'm talking about 2023.
Yes, return tickets.
2022. 2021, 2022.
Unfortunately, we don't have rail system which would have been able to cushion this. And these are the areas Nigerians should even be holding the government accountable. If we have functional rail from Lagos to any part of Nigeria.
Now, Elvis, when you talk about the rail system, they say our constitution is the problem. Because the constitution.
What is holding the constitution? Is it not the same constitution that we see?
I'm coming to something, They say the constitution is the problem because they have what they call the exclusive legislative list, the concurrent legislative list, and the residual. And in the exclusive, you had the railway and all of that. Before Buhari left, he removed railway from the exclusive and made it concurrent. So both the federal and the states can legislate and make policy
even the electricity generation Yes,
for the past 2 years, have you heard any state, apart from Lagos State, we are building a rail line from one part of the state to the other?
And we keep hearing
even electricity generation.
And we keep hearing that states are now having more money.
So what are they doing with the money?
They have more debts.
Okay,
they have more debts too because they are still borrowing.
States like the southeast, what stops them from having a connecting rail line of all the states?
Of all the states. Build up the southeast.
These are homogeneous states. Southwest can do something.
Is on what?
Done.
Development agenda for the Western.
Has started it. They have done the mapping and everything. And
to connect all the states.
All the states.
That would be fantastic. That's
That
what
would be
happened
good.
in
That would be
Europe.
good.
That's what happened
So
in Europe.
a lot of people knew. They would decongest Lagos. I mean, if you are living in Ibadan and you have high speed train,
You know? So what that means is a lot of things, like you rightly said, we don't even need to teach them this. They know. But the political will to go ahead and do it. And then when you begin to isolate others from yourself, why do businesses die in Africa? Everybody wants to own one business. No collaborative efforts. When last did the South governors meet? Until recently that they said Southern governors meeting. When last did South meet? But Southwest meets once at least about 3 or 4 times in a year. The point is, if we all meet at that point, a lot of things would happen. Collectively, a region can take loan and there will be bank guarantee.
Yes. Why are they taking loans? Why are they taking loans?
Other than you just taking one.
Why are they taking loans? Then you told me a story of a particular governor who was owing salaries. But every month, IGR
it was taking
1 billion naira. They will bring it to you 1 billion naira. So for the 96
months of 8 years.
He was taking 96 billion. So when he left, now the IGR people, the new governor came and they brought the 1 billion.
He said, what is this?
Say
your predecessor, that is the normal thing.
The man now said, So,
and it became a big issue.
Now,
meanwhile, that particular governor was owing between 5 and 8 months salaries.
And that thing could have cleared.
And people were dying.
No, why I brought it up is because you're asking them to take loans to fund railway. 98 billion naira is a lot of money.
It requires
when it is collective,
huge capital outlay.
You may not see the money. When it's collective, you may not see the money.
Chukuma, what I'm saying is,
but when it is only you, your
the capital outlay may be too huge for them to bear from the IGL.
Exactly.
Because other things are also contesting. But if we run rail line, number one, housing deficit would drop.
Yes, people can live anywhere.
Because
and
if I can travel from Akure, for instance, to Lagos, if I leave Akure 6 a.m. and I get to Lagos before 8 o'clock, why should I stay in?
Why will you stay in Lagos?
If I can stay in Shagam and there's a rail connection to Lagos Island within 1 hour, what stops me from? After all, we wake up in Lagos at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 4 a.m. to go to Island.
You are still on the road.
And you are still on the road even at 8 o'clock. So why can't I stay in Shagam and then come to Lagos every day?
Commute back.
We'll get to that point.
Then
Even in Europe, it happens.
What a train will carry 50
luxury buses cannot carry it. And those luxury buses are coming to hit the same road.
Yes. And at the same time, the roads will be more durable. Because there won't be pressure on the roads. So a lot of advantages.
Apart from that, these things also take their tolls on the human life.
Yes.
The quality of life.
Decent life and you live longer.
By the time you spend 3 hours inside a bus and you get to office, you just be fagged out.
You'll be fagged out.
Have you seen buses in the morning going from one part of Lagos to another? Everybody in the bus
are sleeping. Because they woke up 3:30 a.m.
and
they get to the bus stop at 4 a.m.
coming from a distance.
You will see a bus from Ikotun to CCMS. Everybody, their heads on the chair, they take them from. They've slept. In the evening
when
too,
they are coming back,
people are
now
sleeping.
imagine the toll it takes on those individuals.
And then life expectancy continues to
drop.
And even the level
and
of performance drops.
As we speak, there are many buses, about 100 or so, coming from the first parts of the country to Lagos. And out of those hundreds, if they had 1,000 people,
some will stay.
What is 700 will stay.
700 will stay.
Only 300 will go back.
To add to the bedlam.
I think these are even some of the things we should be reminding these state governors.
They know. They know.
That's why I said in the beginning that they know.
They know.
Now,
but we continue to remind them because you see Nigeria.
You know why they will not do it. You know why they will not do it. Every governor wants to start a project and commission it before he leaves, so that his name will be engraved in that project.
Well, this is.
But this laudable regional project. This project is for regional. It's laudable.
There is one important topic there, and that is the AIDS pandemic, I mean the HIV pandemic,
yes,
is spiraling now. Yes. Since the withdrawal of USAID,
yes,
the government is not paying attention again.
But the First Lady has said Nigerians should support the renewed hope agenda.
How do they do that? How do they do that? How did they do that? Some people don't even know what they are talking about. They are now shooting threats.
I know your fears. Don't worry.
All Nigerians the number of Nigerians that are down with HIV
I know your fears.
is increasing. And we're talking about young people.
Even my friend who goes to test every month
to 24.
He may be unlucky. You know, the thing is that if you are discovered or if you are
when last did you do HIV test?
Anyway, this is a good place to anchor. Well, this is a good place to anchor the conversation, gentlemen.
Select my victim.
Thank you very much for your time before you expose yourself on television. Thank you very much, Barrister Darlington Agumo. Dele Fanimo, a public affairs commentator, and Elvis Alimehele. Thank you very much. Thank you also, Chukuma Okoro, who is an analyst on this show, but he comes back later tonight at 6 p.m. on Political.
Yes, and I'm going to talk about politics. I'll travel around the country to bring you interesting and trending political news. Join me then, it promises to be quite interesting.
All right, there you have it. That's it on the show. I am Moses Humphrey, wishing you a beautiful day. Stick around. Sports comes up next on VOP Television. Bye for now.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations, but who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.